Look at his face. That's so funny.
Are you joking? Find a river, or did you find your balls? River or balls? Wow.
Ooh, the deuce river is coming now.
Now Peter Eastgate's going to raise to 2,500 with his ace-6 of hearts.
No.
Doyle's going to call with ace-jack. Barry's in. Back to Tom Dwan, who has made a lot of money in the last year. Invested most of it in buying clothes.
Take the same language, right?
No, I don't know. Finland.
It's all the same.
6-5-3 on the flop.
Both Peter Eastgate and Tom Dwan have flopped sixes, but Tom's got an inside straight draw. Would make a straight with a 4.
Dwan bet 7,700.
We were going to bet yesterday on how many words Patrik Antonius was going to say, and the line was 78. And
Peter's laughing, but he's saying, what am I going to do here? Should I raise? It's Tom Dwan.
Yeah, but if it wasn't televised, I bet you'd be
No.
under.
He's just going to call.
No, if it wasn't televised,
78.
he'd talk more. I
Really?
think.
He is, how, you know, he's such an unlucky guy in life.
6 on the turn.
That is a K6. And Tom Dwan cannot feel that Peter Eastgate has 3 sixes also.
Probably on his name.com, you can find it.
He's pretty sure here he's got the best hand.
He bets 20,200.
Now, Peter Eastgate gives that Vic Morrow bought jungle type of stare and saying, how can you bet into me? I got 3 sixes. I'm the World Series of Poker champion.
You know the thing is, too?
I call.
The demographic is it?
King on the river.
Dwan is so sure now he has the best hand.
Go on poker.
He's just thinking about how much to bet.
Go on and vote for what. Okay.
He's probably putting Peter Eastgate on a pair of 8s or a pair of 9s. Peter Eastgate raised before the flop was the original raiser.
I've heard that a few times.
The only tournament you told me you would play was that seniors event, and then you pulled out of that.
I'll never play that. It's too slow.
Did you even play a hand of it or not?
And Dwan's going to bet $53,900 here.
Again, a big bully bet. Like he could be bluffing, like he's missed a flush or a straight. Eastgate might have been thinking of raising on the river, but that big bet by Tom Dwan has got him thinking now.
He just calls.
6-7.
Ooh.
Hey, look at his face. That's so funny. I'm sorry.
The apparent
He's so
nuts
shocked.
got beat. I don't know if you know, but this is our reigning world champion, Tom.
Could I've raised it? You recall?
What?
Could I've raised it?
Yeah.
He doesn't like folding. That's kind of his thing.
Nice hit.
Me?
Yeah.
Well, it matters when.
Dwan's got a
That's
king-queen
why
suited. He's going to raise to
we made the bet
3,000.
from, whatever tee, because they have 2 back tees box, you know, and they use it one day or another.
And Zigman says, I've been sitting here long enough.
Yeah.
Ace-3 offsuit, I'm going to get in action here.
Raised to 13,000 here.
That's a par 4
the other
for
one
me.
is 235 or 36. It's not like it's, but it's still a little bit better. And the hardest, they have a par 4 for 507.
500 total?
But they say they only. put
Dwan
the
wants to know how much money Zigman has.
Fred Couples
Dwan
song,
calls.
Tiger Woods.
I think Zigman was putting Dwan on one of his suited connector cards, decided to make the move here.
Sigmund does have the best hand.
Now,
Not anymore.
Oh, man.
Tom Dwan has flopped D-nuts.
Tell me where we had a bet from.
And he
They always
checks.
had stones
They
up there.
don't have.
And
stones.
Zigman's got the aces.
I don't understand why.
Yeah, they don't. They always have those little wooden blocks.
That's what I said, and they said.
They read it before.
So they said either completely in the back.
Zigman
or
decides to
25
check
yards.
too. Very interesting.
It's open again.
They just gave
7 of clubs on the turn.
Well, there's 3 clubs out there now.
the tournament this week.
It's going to complicate things a little bit.
I mean, we need to go.
Yeah. It's too cold.
Yeah, but
Dwan
I don't know
checks.
how we're gonna figure out a bet, you and I.
Not yet.
And I expect Zigman to make a little bet here.
No, I know.
who do you think's better, you or Daniel? That's probably.
He's way better than me.
No.
I would bet he's way better than me. First of all, if we play the same tees, then forget it.
Yes.
Wow, he checks again. Maybe he suspects something.
I'm not
Spade on the river.
nearly as good as I was a few months
I don't think Tom Dwan can check anymore. He wants to make some money for flopping a straight.
ago.
I couldn't have a chance.
I'm still putting all right, actually.
If he bet now, it could look like a bluff.
Well, he checks again.
Surprise me, checks again.
Because he was ridiculous.
Well, by now, Ziigmund's got to be convinced that aces are probably the best hand.
That's pretty scary.
Yeah, he bet
Well, I won
16,000.
prop bets. He laid me 2-1 on these putt bets.
And Dwan says, thank God.
No, I think it was
I got him to bet.
2-1 and then
Dwan's not scared of the flush.
On making
He probably thinks if Zigman had a flush draw, would have bet on the flop. So he's just trying to think how much I can raise here to get paid off. And I'm going to try and look like I'm bluffing here.
Okay, made it. It's not 20 feet. Maybe it was like,
He's going to raise him another 44,300.
yeah.
And Zigman's saying, what's going on here?
Straight.
High stakes poker was fun to watch on TV in Finland, but
You think Tiger Woods would be either money?
this guy checked 3 times.
It's kind of a flat one.
Could he have a flush? Could he have flopped a bigger hand than me?
I think he's gonna be money on a flat one.
Could he possibly have 2 5s and got there in the river?
10 times, he's gonna make 5.
A lot of stuff
Maybe not
going
on
on.
one, but if he did it,
where he already knows.
Can I sleep tonight
already knows how it
then
goes.
it's just like.
if I don't see Dwan's hand here?
Mike, yeah.
You might be right.
Right? He's gotta be better.
The hardest is the first
He
one.
checked 3 times.
Speed and then
Those guys are so good.
it's like free throws. If you shoot free throws,
Like
basketball,
Lon Hinkle, you know
like
what he is?
in a row.
I would want to tell you
thought
that
he
on the,
was
on the
a bad
first one, I
putter
don't know the
player, you
exact
know?
odds.
And I thought I was a
Zigman makes the call.
They can't get there where they are without
But I would think that on the
Zigman
first
trying to be a
one,
sheriff
you know,
on high stakes poker, catch somebody stealing, but nobody's stealing. They all got the goods.
Aces for Barry under the gun.
The price don't have anything to do with it.
Without breaking stride, he raises to 2,500.
Give it to you when you won. You didn't say, okay, go ahead. Give it to me right
Dwan's in. David's in.
Fine. We're going to have 2 bets. One 10,000 for February.
Ellie's in.
Wow, here we go, huh?
Simple.
Ziggy's in.
For the summer.
What am I doing here? 4, right?
You should at least make it like 11,000 for the summer, so that you can be up 1,000.
It's the difference.
6.
Wait, family pot.
Right.
It is family pot.
Right.
He's not going to want to.
Wow.
Fantastic.
Oh my God.
We have an 8-handed pot?
8-handed pot.
Bing bang. He's
Yep,
got
it's
the
the
whole
first tonight.
gang.
That's amazing.
You guys want to chop?
Who opened this pot? They got 7 callers. That's all I
Sure, I
want.
can steamroll right through there.
Barry can't be comfortable getting so many callers.
A 10 and 2 deuces on the flop.
Peter Eastgate's flopped 3 deuces.
Yeah.
That's a pretty good flop for Barry. He wants to see what's going on.
That's 10,000.
Dwan's got 10s with a queen kicker. But he's also got 7 people behind him. And Barry's fired a continuation bet.
You know that was a Gale Sayers, don't you? That was a Gale Sayers.
Dwan's going to raise to 37,300.
I don't know what he's doing. He's got to know that Barry's really got a hand here. It's possible with 8 players in the hand that somebody has a deuce, like Peter Eastgate. So I don't understand why Dwan would raise that much money. But Peter Eastgate seems a little intimidated by the raise.
And he's going to call.
He just calls. And now what's Barry going to do with his aces? Barry calls. It's turning out to be a very interesting hand.
Yeah. 7 on the turn.
Peter and Barry check. Of the 3 players, Dwan has got the weakest hand.
Yeah.
Run out of Daniel jokes. I need,
Gotta get a new book.
I need you to get just wonder how long I can keep going with that.
You know, I've been so sick of writing for like a while now. I have a column that I write originally. This week I said, you know what, I'm done. I had 2 before.
He bets $104,200.
He's got the weakest hand but the biggest heart. And Peter Eastgate says, well, what's going on here? I got $500,000 in front of me. Do I want to risk it? I question what Dwan did on the flop, but right now I think he knows exactly where he's at.
Wow.
Peter Eastgate releases. He thinks, well, Dwan could very easily have ace-deuce. and I'm not risking all this money. And Dwan realized that Peter Eastgate probably had a weak deuce. Now it's up to Barry. Barry realizes that Tom Dwan's got quite an imagination, but does he have this much imagination? It's going to cost Barry his whole stack also, because he's not going to just call here, he's going all in.
Wow.
Barry throws it away.
I had it.
You had it.
I had it.
Eastgate's going to raise to 3,300 with his queen-8 offsuit.
And Barry, sensing something, makes it 12,000.
I smell, I feel good.
And look at this.
I took it from there.
Barry was trying to play with Eastgate.
I feel so good.
He's run into Tom Dwan with aces.
I'll go get you one. It'll cost you, but I'll go get you one.
Why the flower?
Yeah.
Why?
Tom Dwan decides to dive in for a while. That's praying in Portuguese,
Yeah.
if you're wondering.
Okay. He's going to raise to 31,300. And Eastgate's going to get out of the way.
And Barry's going to almost insta-call. I think this is because it's Tom Dwan. Jack 9 of hearts is generally not a hand Barry would put in $20,000 more with
How much do you have of that?
before the flop.
Less than 300.
Barry makes jacks.
Well, Barry's flop top pair. Barry's got the button, so Dwan's got to go first.
And Dwan bets 46,200.
Barry's got a little bit of a dilemma here. He does not want to be pushed around by Tom Dwan. He knows Tom Dwan might have ace-king, ace-queen. Tom Dwan might have a pair of sixes or sevens. Barry's got top pair, but it's going to cost him $46,200 to call. Now, if someone like Doyle raised before the flop and Barry had Jack 9 of hearts, I don't think Barry would call. We wouldn't see the flop.
No more pain.
Well, that's nice in the middle of the hand.
Yeah.
That's my man. That's
Ellie's giving a rose to...
Ziigmund, very sweet.
Now, if he leaves some candy bars outside his hotel room tonight...
He's off the show.
Raise 100.
Barry raises 100,000 more.
Barry's committed himself. And Barry's not acting. He's really nervous. His hands are shaking.
Come on.
And Tom Dwan's got aces. He knows that Barry's committed, so quickly he goes all in.
Oh, man. And Barry calls, so now the pot is almost $550,000. That happened in a hurry.
And Doyle, continuing his accuracy of this season, says somebody has to have 3 jacks.
That up and down. It's not queen.
What he has?
Up and down, 9 queen.
No. Jack
Oh, I don't see that. Okay.
And remember, Barry does not like to run it more than one time. He does it the old-fashioned way and lets the chips fall where they may.
I actually think you're
I'll do whatever he wants.
Yeah, I felt like I was going to hit something.
He would say with aces, let's split it.
And Barry is confirmed. They're just going to run it
Let's
once.
split it. And you know
This is the second biggest pot without a gimmick on the history of high-stakes poker.
Straight poker.
Yeah, but
Barry gets a 9.
That's even more.
Wow.
You said 3 times, right?
That could be
I'll
a
put up the
$500,000 9 if Barry can avoid a 3, 10, or an ace.
And he does, and now Barry can take the money to the bank.
548,700 to Mr. Greenstein.
Well, here, you can count it.
By the way, I have a carnation for you, AJ.
Thank you.
Nothing personal, just esteem that I feel for you.
Thank
I'd
you.
like you to have this carnation.
Thank you very much.
Smell it.
I call.
Dog calls with his fours.
Cheers. We're both stuck.
And Tom Dwan is going to
Else
call
can we
with
get
5-3 offsuit.
So is Ellie.
Here.
There we go. There we
Cheers.
go.
Cheers, guys.
There we go. Oh, that's got alcohol in it. All right.
Mine straight.
Looked like Doyle had some sort of a pleasurable experience there for a second.
Five players for the flop. 3 queen 5.
Dwan has flopped 2 pair, and Peter Eastgate's got a queen.
Eastgate bets 5,000.
I can't bear these gazebos. 4 hearts down, man. Just guess what the other one was.
Dwan just going to look very disinterested and call with his 2 pair.
Yeah.
He's probably putting Eastgate on a queen. He's going to slow play the 2 pair.
The jack of clubs on the turn.
A little bit of a scary card for Dwan. That could make Peter Eastgate 2 pair. Also, so let's see if he raises here.
He bets 12,000 and Dwan calls.
Dwan just calls, which shows me he's not too scared of that jack.
Here comes a 5 on the river.
Full house for Tom Dwan.
Eastgate bets 15 grand.
And here comes a raise. He's hoping now that Eastgate has queens and jacks. Not just one lone queen like he has.
Tom Dwan raises to 98,000.
$83,000 raise. Trying to pretend it's a bluff like he's missed a flush.
80. 83.
Oh, 83,000.
And Eastgate is wondering. Throws it away. Dwan bet himself out of the market there. Some of these other players might have called thinking he did have a missed flush, but not Peter Eastgate.
Put a number on that hand. I want to observe that hand when it comes in TV.
But he's up 100,000, so he must be doing something right.
Sahamias raises to 4,000 with his ace-10 offsuit. Negreanu's in with 7s.
And Peter Eastgate's got his second big pair in a row, pair of jacks.
And he's going to raise to 20 grand.
Now, what's Mr. Dwan going to do with a pair of 4s here? We know he's calling.
Yeah.
This is not the Big Papa. This is the skinny Jersey kid. It looks like he's going to raise.
He's going to raise to $58,700.
Daniel's not going to play his 7s. Because it's Dwan, Peter's heavily weighing his options, I think. But he decides just to call. Now, it'd be interesting to see what happens if 3 small cards come off.
Well, 8 queen ace.
No small cards, but 2 overcards to Peter's jacks. Check there. That's kind of like waving a white flag, especially the way he checked.
What do you mean the way he checked?
Well, it wasn't a strength check.
Yeah, it was kind of weak.
And Tom Dwan who at his young age is a master of reading people,
is going to bet $62,200 here.
it's a really good bet. It's half the size of the pot. Kind of bet he would make if he had an ace-king.
How much do you got? 9.
About 215.
Peter Eastgate does not want to go away gently. If he would play back at Tom Dwan in this position, he would gain full professional status. This would be a great move, and he's thinking about it.
Yes.
He's still thinking about it. Something just doesn't smell right to him. But he can't pull the trigger.
Too easy.
Eastgate's got ace-king, is going to raise to 3,500.
And Barry's got aces. Wow. Peter Eastgate's raised in late position. Barry might think he's full of it. He's going to raise to 15,000.
Look at this.
And Tom Dwan might think they're both full of it. He's got the king, queen of spades. We know that Tom Dwan's going to call here. But it's hard to predict what someone who lives in Durland is going to do in this position, so I'm not even going to speculate. Let's just watch.
Every season he won, every cash game he won. He's a good player, the best player, buddy.
All right, he's going to call.
Peter Eastgate might raise. He might think ace-king's the best hand here.
Now he's just going to call. Queen, 4, deuce, 2 spades.
Wow. Wow. What is it that Francis Scott Key said when he was in the Baltimore Harbor?
Bombs bursting in air.
A rocket's red glare. That's what we're going to see here in this hand. Tom Dwan's got top pair and a flush draw. Barry's got aces. And when the hand is over, let's see who remains at the dawn's early light.
Dwan starts out with a $28,700 bet.
Peter Eastgate's missed the flop. I don't see him calling here.
And Barry raises to 100,000.
He's not going to slow play his aces. There's 2 spades on the board. He hopes Tom Dwan has a queen. He doesn't want Dwan to have a queen and a flush draw,
No.
which is what he has. Dwan is probably thinking, well, I can't be an underdog even if Barry has an overpair. Actually, Dwan would prefer Barry has aces instead of kings. But whatever Barry has, Tom Dwan's got to go with this hand.
Here he comes. Wow, he's going to raise to 244,600.
Barry says okay. He's going to put Dwan all in.
Oh, man.
Barry's hoping that Dwan has the kind of hand he has and not a set of deuces or a set of fours.
Yeah, I'm all in case we're not.
You got anything?
A little bit of something. Are we flipping them?
You guys got anything? Oh,
I figured.
best hand.
That's what I figured, yeah. Guess I could have taken the card off.
I'll find
I'm
out.
gonna take those back.
You guys gonna get one?
I think so, right? Whatever you want, I don't care. I don't
What?
fine with whatever. She said, are we running at once? I think so, right?
Yeah, I want to run it once. If you wanted to take a couple hundred back, that's
No.
okay. That's pretty easy.
Sorry.
Okay.
22-year-old Tom Dwan says no deal.
Once.
Let's play cards.
Another queen. Oh,
Wow. Barry's dead to the case ace. Tom Dwan wouldn't take 200,000 back. Unbelievable. You don't want to do what I want to do, run it twice. I'm not going to do what you want to do.
No case ace. Tom Dwan has just won the biggest hand in the history of televised poker. Over $900,000 in a hand with no deal.
200.
Killing criterion rate, you know?
Howard raises to 3,500.
He's tired of slow playing his ace-king suited. Steps up to the plate this time.
If it's less than like 850 before I pass away, I feel that would be a good step in the right
And
direction.
Dwan raises to 11,300.
Sure, why not? He's got 8-6 offsuit. Isn't that the play everybody makes with 8-6 offsuit?
Yeah.
I'm getting dirt.
Me too.
We're all getting dirt.
Now all that talk about getting dirt,
I have a dirty stack.
You win or lose money. Oh.
we know Howard's going to call. Will he raise? He doesn't want to get dirt, especially back dirt. Will he get back at dirt and raise?
Look at this.
Yes, attaboy, Howard.
Raised to 36,300.
At least it's.
160 more, roughly.
Dur's trying to figure out if it possibly makes sense for him to call another 25,000 with this hand. If Howard has an overpair,
130.
it really doesn't. With the hand that Howard has, it would, because of how involved he is so far. But Dur doesn't know what Howard has, of course, and
131.
Howard hasn't been too loose with his play. So it might be a very smart laydown here to get out of the way. And Dur is not going to call. He's going to raise.
To 65,600.
He's going to raise. This is the fourth bet. Howard raised, Dur raised Howard, Howard 3-bet Dur, and Dur just 4-bet Howard with an 8-6 offsuit. We are in Durland.
Yep.
Now, in my opinion, Howard has no choice here but to either throw his hand away or go all in. He believes Dur has aces or kings. But you'd have to know that Dur would do this with 10s or jacks or
Yeah.
queens.
This? This joke. Oh.
Howard's just going to call.
So quiet, I had to say something.
Now, if an ace or a king doesn't come up here, I don't know what he's going to do.
3-deuce queen on the flop.
He checks immediately. Now, I never know what Dwan's going to do, so I'm not even going to guess. He checks.
8 on the turn.
Dwan's got the best hand now. Howard checked on the flop. He checks again. Dwan knows if Howard had aces, kings, or queens, he would have gone all in before the flop. Maybe he's thinking Howard could have 10s or jacks.
I'll check.
There's a 9 on the river.
Howard's probably hoping here that Dwan has ace-king also.
I'll check.
Check, check.
I have a pair. You have a pair? It's good then.
Not the pair that Howard expected to see.
Then Durster.
You just got dirt.
Although I've had some sick ones I timed out of.
And Phil Lederer has found a hand he could play.
He's in with 6s.
Your buddy Phil Lederer.
Doesn't stop with Dwan. Ace queen raises to 5,400.
I call.
David Negreanu is going to call with ace-8 of hearts. And let's see what Stanley Locke is going to do.
He's in.
He's in, and Howard Lederer is calling too. Okay.
All right.
And I check. I don't know. What's the difference? I'm not betting.
I like that move, but one time it cost me hard because I flopped like a flush draw and a gutter ball, and I could have won. if
Queen,
I'd bet
ace,
out.
deuce.
I'm shocked here that Dwan has flopped top 2 pair, and Daniel has
Can't believe.
ace-8.
Oh. Dwan bets 14-3.
Hoping somebody else has got an ace, and guess who has it?
Yep.
I call.
I don't think Phil Locke is going to stick around. Actually, Dwan's probably a little concerned with a possible flush draw here.
There's a deuce on the turn.
Yeah, there's like a. Okay.
That really doesn't seem like a bad card for Daniel, because if Dwan had aces with any kicker but a king or a queen, it would be a split pot now. Daniel's checked, and Dwan has bet 34-6.
Wow.
Yes, 34-6. I don't think Daniel's going out here.
Got an ace, right? Okay. You can tell me. A man over there has to have an ace.
And Daniel makes it $50,000 more.
Well, in another circumstance, this would be a pretty good
What?
play by Daniel. If Dwan had an ace
looking
with a
at?
jack, ace-10, Dwan had a flush draw. If Dwan has anything but the kind of hand he has, ace-queen, it would be a good play by Daniel.
Yeah.
Dwan's actually a little confused here.
Okie dokie.
He's wondering what Daniel is doing.
Right. There's a 4 on the river.
Dwan thinks, well, Daniel could have ace-deuce. He could have 4 deuces. All the hands that Daniel's run into on high-stakes poker, he could have one of them here.
Got an
Both
ace.
players check the river.
Oh, that's good.
I'm surprised when Daniel checked that Dwan didn't value bet.
See, you did have an ace. You could have just told me.
I'm surprised they don't bet on what the temperature is here.
3,000.
All right, I'm going under 68.
By the way, this is the last hand of the evening and the last hand with this group.
Tom Dwan, who's up almost 300,000, has got a pair of jacks here. Another big hand, raises to 3,000.
Antonio has found the He's stuck about 40 grand. He's going to try to get some of it back with his queen 3 of hearts.
They just brought new stuff. If you ordered sushi, that's where it is.
Is my hand dead if I get up? No, right? Well, Patrick's raising anyway, so.
And it looks like Patrick's got his own plans in this hand.
How much is it?
He's winning almost $140,000.
I don't want the sushi that badly.
I think Patrick would have been happy taking the hand right there.
Yeah.
But Dwan has called, just called with his jacks, decided not to raise back.
How's it going there, Antonio? Stick your nose in a little bit. Boom.
Ace 8 deuce on the flop.
I'm on track for it. I'm only stuck 35 today.
Patrick bets 21,000.
I'll double check it. I'll double check. Let's see.
It's like you rod money.
Seriously?
You should drink a Guinness and warm right up.
I'm like, actually, can we get cocktails? I'm gonna get Johnny Black.
Dwan does not like the ace,
Yeah.
but he
I cannot
calls.
believe it. If that's true, I'm stunned. Oh my God. My calculations lead me to believe I'm stuck 9,000.
There's a
which I
king
don't
on the
believe.
turn.
Oh my God. I'm stuck 9,000 for tonight. How did I do that?
Night's not over yet, Phil.
And Antonius is going to the blue ammo. Look at this. Those are $25,000 chips.
I could never win a hand legitimately against you.
He bets 52,000.
I guess Patrick was telling the truth when he said he hasn't read a lot of poker books, because I haven't seen this play in a lot of poker books. But I guess if you can't outflop him, you got to outplay him.
There you go.
And Tom Dwan gets outplayed on high-stakes poker.
Wow.
Let's see your one.
A rare sight.
And Patrick's got to turn over one of the cards.
Are you joking?
Not what Dwan expected to see. Well, for this hand, Viffers put the straddle on.
Just think if you would have super straddled.
Never, ever.
And Dwan is sick of sitting still. Dwan says, enough of this. I'm playing. 7-3 of diamonds, 6,000.
Damn.
Can see it and enjoy.
Alan Meltzer calls.
Oh, baby.
Ellie's in with his ace-10.
That's about right.
These three on our last hand of the evening.
8-4 ace.
Interesting flop.
Couple diamonds.
Dwan's got the flush draw. Meltzer and Ellie have got aces.
Dwan bets 14,600.
$14-1. 14-6.
Alan might have been considering a raise, but I think he's made up his mind to call here.
Yep.
Now you got Dwan, who raised before the flop. An ace comes on the flop. Dwan bets. Alan calls. What does Ellie do? Ace-10.
Raised to 45,000.
Raised to 45,000.
You got raised.
You are correct, sir. And as Viffer says, he got raised. And what does he do? If he goes all in and Ellie has a higher flush draw,
About 250, roughly.
Durr's in bad shape.
Less.
He's just going to call. Alan's gone. Mr. Durr needs a diamond.
Here we go.
Welcome to Mr. Durr needs a diamond.
You were like the pickle in the middle, Alan.
Jack of hearts.
Mr. Durr does not get his diamond. Ellie looks a little confused here.
Yeah.
He's not sure. Durr had another opportunity to draw out on the river, but he didn't get there. He's very likely to bet here because he is Durr and because he's got 7 high. And because he knows that Ellie's hand probably isn't that strong.
$57,300.
I think that bet is in case Ellie's got a flush draw also and doesn't have an ace. But Ellie does have an ace, and it looks like he's calling. There he goes.
All right.
I have 7 high. Nice hand.
It's not gonna like.
And Mr. Silent Mike Baxter is going to start off with Ace King suited and raise to 3,000.
He already got a diamond earring. Doro doesn't.
There you go. Yeah, I need one. I gotta win some money.
The guy that I least want to lose money to is Viffer, and he's already gotten me for like 30 or 50,000 or something.
How much you winning?
I'm stuck.
Winning.
He's up. Oh, you lost 181 in that one hand, so you can't be up. Yeah, just give it time. You'll get it.
And Dwan with the Queen 9 suited is going to raise to 11,700.
And you know what's interesting about Baxter's Ace King suited and Dwan's Queen 9 suited?
They have the same suit.
You are correct, sir.
Thank you.
Both have hearts.
You and Doyle have all the money.
Let's see what Mike Baxter's going to do with his Ace King of hearts.
Just that side, though.
No, but believe me, Phil is winning. This guy next to
I'm
you.
not. 50,
All right.
60, 70, 80, 90, 110, 20, 30.
He's up 30.
140,
40.
145, 150. I'm stuck 50,000. I'm going broke.
And Mike's going to raise to 31,700.
So that's
How much more do you have?
60,
Oh,
70,
God.
80, 90,
Oh, we got a lot of big chips over there.
100.
That's a $20,000 raise. It's really not enough to knock anybody with a reasonable hand out.
No. Yeah. That's 50. Yeah.
A little bit more. Oh, no, you're right.
No, yeah.
You're right.
This is.
Yeah.
And Dwan calls.
One or two? This one?
Yeah, a couple of them.
I'd be exactly even if I just called.
Dwan's got to hope hearts don't come out there.
Had like
Jack Queen.
359.
And that's the kind of flop he's hoping for.
Yep.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Load him up.
Baxter
I'll
checked
be
out a
fair.
turn.
I was gonna check anyway.
8 on the turn.
That's right.
Check again.
And the Jack.
well, that's
The way this hand was played,
out of position with Jack.
the only hand I think Tom Dwan is afraid of here is Ace Jack. If Baxter had a pair of 6s or a pair of 7s, he probably would have bet on the flop. Definitely would have bet with an overpair on the flop. Might have Ace Jack. But it looks like Dwan thinks it's worth a bet.
Times 10,000 a pop in your.
And he bets 34,300.
The bank will fill.
How much?
34,000.
Bank they fill. Yep. Open for business. 27
And Mike Baxter's going through Durr syndrome now. That's the fear of getting bluffed by Durr on national television.
20,000 more, and he said he tank called, and he said, "I'm sorry, I had to tank that." He apologized for going. King I was good. HLS, high level.
Phil, are you guys gonna get married?
On this
I call.
I have a 9.
That surprises Baxter a little
This
bit.
is high-level poker right
He
here.
thought he might see a jack.
35 dimes in a river.
9 surprises him. Something to do with car accidents. I don't even want to know what this is about.
I mean,
Doesn't sound
we
too
have a
cheerful.
different impression, but okay. Well, I guess I shouldn't be saying anything.
Yeah, bets off.
No.
Because you're not supposed to give a bundle of tells pouring out after the bid's open. Once the bid's opening,
Did you notice how
Champagne.
Dwan did
well, it
not
doesn't matter,
miss
the
a
game
beat?
has to
Yep.
be canceled.
$500.
Just like
I'm
he's
not
got
playing now. The guy just
a
poured
9-7
out,
offsuit.
so much information. It's not even
Threw in the
fun. How
800.
can we continue on?
Because
Because he's supposed to play fair, and he didn't know what he was doing.
On the quietest day of the week, there are more than 12 tens of bets.
Right. That's the.
Nobody raised.
So you can buy out.
Dwan sitting there with his
Let's keep
aces.
going. I got 12 and up.
Now he's got 3 of them. A set of aces for Dwan.
And unfortunately for Dario, he's got the case ace. Both Phil Locke and Viffer have inside straight draws. And Mike Baxter's got the nut flush draw.
A million miles away or right on it. Just
Dwan bets 2,200.
emotionally, don't.
All right. You take 26 and up?
Yeah.
Baxter announced raise.
43.
He raised 8,200.
44 and up.
Dario gets away. Phil's not going to play an inside straight draw.
Keep anchoring high and I'll just nick it one. You can just set me up, bro.
And neither is Viffer.
6,000.
Going to come down to
44 now.
Dwan and Baxter.
48 and up.
Dwan raises to 19,700.
A little bait raise. Hoping to get popped again by Baxter. But Baxter's just going to call with a nut flush draw, which I think is going to work out great if a hard comes.
Five on the turn.
Phil Locke would have made it
74.
straight.
I'll take 100.
You can't blame him for not
He's
calling
in the hand.
8,200.
He's
Yeah.
playing only $300,000.
Tricky check by Dwan.
$500 game.
Baxter's picked up an inside straight draw along with his nut flush draw. See if he bites.
It's so much harder to beat Phil out of 500.
Nope, he's not going for it.
King on the river.
Terrible card for Mike Baxter.
Yeah.
Because if Dwan really didn't have much, if it was a serious check on the turn, that king might have given Baxter the best hand. It's going to cost him 33-4.
You're the best, but I'm going to pay you off anyways.
He said, I'm going to pay you off anyway. I don't know if that's binding. That means he has to call.
Right.
There he goes.
Top set.
Top set was the last thing Baxter expected to see.
What happened to the $100,000 change in? Oh, we went up.
This is 1725, bro. I can't put that on the table.
Where's the camera? This is the money that Mr. Lack gives me. Is this counterfeit or something?
That's antique.
It's colored in ice.
I'll tell you what, that's been in a box for a very long time.
That must be some of those old $100 bills.
Yeah.
$1 bills in here.
Yeah. I didn't
Before
check.
Ben Franklin was on steroids, right?
These things
So
haven't
Tom
seen
Dwan
daylight
is raised to
for
$3,000 with his King
Yeah,
Jack
with an old
offsuit.
box.
Ellie's going to dabble. Feels like dabbling. Up $340,000.
Sure, why not?
Whoa. 5 players?
What are we dropping the average?
King 4-9 on the flop.
Doyle has flopped the nut flush draw and quickly checks it. Dwan's got top pair.
Dwan bets 8,700.
87.
When it gets back to Doyle, will he raise? Flush draws haven't come in too much this season on high stakes poker. Unless you go out, then you make them. Doyle just calls. Club for the big papa, that's what he needs.
Ace of spades on the turn.
I take that back, that'll do just fine.
Oh, Alan.
Doyle's in the lead now with aces.
Please let me beat Vic. Please. Pretty nice.
What are you gonna do, son?
Gonna bet $24,100.
Dwan feels that Doyle might have a king with a worse kicker, maybe king 10, or Doyle might have a flush draw without the ace, so he value bet 24-1. Doyle called.
Another ace.
Another check from the big papa. Now Dwan's got to really feel that his king is probably the best hand here.
200, you gotta put the needles away.
And he's going to make another value bet. Hoping Doyle also has a king.
$47,800 now from Dwan.
Doyle's thinking, but I really don't know what he's thinking about because I know he's going to call and I know he's not going to raise. I'd be shocked if he didn't call and I'd be shocked if he raised.
Oh, I'm still on rock call.
There you go.
2,210.
Nice call, Doyle. I call your hand too. I said you have ace high flush draw. And he check, and he's gonna raise him in the river.
Well, then reason to raise it. I don't think he could call me.
He won't call though. You're right.
The high stakes poker awards presentation.
Okay, I'll take the 20. I've given you enough money this.
I lost it. I had it so close and yet so far away.
31? What happened to like the 22 and 24, Phil? Aces alert, aces alert.
Phil Locke raises to 3,100 with his fives.
Time for a squeeze play.
Tom Dwan is now raised to 14,000 with his Jack-10.
Raise.
Look at this. The last two hands of the season, Alan Meltzer has kings on both of them.
And he raises to
I guess
30,000.
I should have made it 23 or 24. I could save 900.
Could have saved me money.
You can fold when I make it 3,100. No one says you have to put in
Whoa.
3,100.
I don't know if anybody saw that.
I didn't see
Did you see
it.
it?
I mean,
Well, if you didn't warn me,
it
I would have showed
flushes
the other
through
one.
it.
Last hand of the season, 30,000 with a Jack-10 offsuit. Why not?
There we go. That's why we love him.
Gamble.
3 ace 10.
While Alan Meltzer cannot like that ace,
30.
He bets 30,000.
kind of scared 30,000. Tom Dwan's got a pair of 10s. He calls.
Jack of diamonds.
Wow. Tom Dwan's world.
We just live in it.
No check.
Alan Meltzer pulls up.
$46,200 bet.
Dwan's not thinking about kings, but he thinks if Alan Meltzer has ace king or ace queen, this is a good spot for value bet.
Call.
Alan Meltzer calls. He can win with an ace, a king, a queen, or a 3.
Full house for Dwan.
That might save Alan Meltzer some money. Dwan had a jack. He's got 3 jacks. If he had an ace, he's always had the best hand. The only hand Alan Meltzer could beat is a miss heart flush draw.
I'm all in.
And Dwan has just announced he's going all in.
Wow.
We've seen Dwan do this before.
It's all, there is all in. First time tonight?
Overbet. He's measuring Alan Meltzer, and he thinks Alan might call. I think he thinks Alan has ace king. That's why he's doing this.
You don't have to count it. I'm going to call.
There you go.
He calls.
Oh, boy.
He says, I'm going to call. He calls.
You done?
Raise it 3,000 total.
That's somebody I haven't seen.
Sammy?
Yeah.
We haven't seen
And
him
here
in a
we
while.
have one of the most dangerous situations in poker. Tom Dwan with a real hand.
3 raise. 11-2.
He's like one of the only people I've never played against.
Phil Ivey's got a call with his 8s.
What?
Did I ever play this today?
Yeah.
And Daniel calls
That
immediately.
was an 8 World Series.
So far this year on high stakes poker, he hasn't been putting in this much money with suited connectors like this.
Yeah, about that.
But he feels like playing right now.
Wow, you got such a good memory,
We
man.
were at a pretty tough too. Mark Newhouse is there. I think. Trying to think of the other.
5K short-handed, that's 5K.
No, it was a full ring.
Daniel checks his 9s.
Second day or what
First
was-
day.
what was it? I went into the chip league with this one. To the
Yeah,
second
I
day.
went out real quick, but I remember we played a big hand.
And I laid down ace king to you in the river.
All right, Tom, bet already. We all know you're going to bet, so
Was it
bet.
right or no? Was it
Yeah,
right?
you were right. I had jacks. I have a pretty good memory about playing with people.
You know who's amazing with memory? Doyle. Doyle remembered hands 20 years ago, 15 years ago. You remember
18-2.
what he laid down? Amazing.
Phil Ivey giving Dwan credit. Doesn't know he's beaten 2 places. Daniel's got a pair, middle pair. He's got backdoor flush possibilities. And Tom Dwan could have anything. Daniel calls the 18. There'll be about 70,000 in the pot. And he'll have about 70,000 left. So he's got a tough decision here.
A total 88.4.
Decides to go all in.
I call.
All right. Once or twice.
Whatever you want.
Twice is good.
Took Dwan about 3/10 of a second to call.
Twice, I'm like 7-1 dog.
To win one?
Yeah.
Feel like he's gonna win the first one, Daniel.
Feels like a good kind of funky flop.
Daniel would be delighted to get a split here, win one of these 2.
Good luck, boys.
Dwan's just locked up half the pot.
Why do I feel like there's like a 80-1 chance that this is coming?
It's coming.
Oh,
7
that is
or
not
9?
coming.
Oh, that's not coming. 80-1, I lay against
You
it.
can take it
No,
if you
no,
want.
Yeah, 80.
You can just take it at 30 if you want. 20.
Oh, baby dog.
Or you can take it at even more.
If you moan,
There we go.
it will come.
Look at this.
Hey.
The tide is turning.
It's always good
I
to
didn't
win the
lose a
first one.
pot.
The tide is turning.
Yeah.
Good thing the deuce is
Just laying on the street.
383 is gonna settle with, is that what he said?
32.
Good luck.
The second time around, not the first.
Dario's got the button, and he's going to continue Dario's adventure. Raised to 11-6 with King-3 suited.
It's me. I'll say one round break. I could still lose, but
Well, Dario flops a pair of 3s. Bad news is Tom Dwan flopped a pair of 10s, and they have the same kicker.
So easy. Especially because you're going to eat eggs and cheese and all that kind of stuff. You'll be
Yeah,
fine.
it's different if I couldn't.
Continuation bet,
Then you'd
13-7.
be really in trouble. They wouldn't know, but you probably wouldn't even know some of the stuff that you ate that had it in it. LA's got tons of places.
how much are you playing? 140?
It's
Yeah, 140.
about.
Dur raising to 32-9.
I'm all in.
Wow. Those blue chips are 25,000
Yeah,
each,
3 if you want.
and Dwan insta-calls.
But if they allow it, I'll do 4.
We allow you to do whatever you want.
Sure, we can do it 4 times if you want.
4 times.
Sure.
4 time, baby.
They've agreed to run
Yeah,
it
big
4
problem.
times,
This is my problem.
and Dario is in
it's
very
fixed
bad
it,
shape.
wow.
Well, you can't fold your 3. I mean, that's kind of an important card.
Phil Ivey had 2 hearts,
Yeah,
and
no,
Gus
no.
had a 3.
It's my only win.
right?
I said 4, yeah.
Whatever you want.
No, not really. You have 2 outs
Now I'll
plus,
let you-
plus backdoor hearts.
This is the right one word for the 3. Next one is the flush.
It's like, it probably has like 12%. Yeah.
That's 1 down.
What does?
His odds of taking a quarter are probably 50%.
Yeah, slide it all the way down. There's 4 times.
He's probably
baby.
flipping to get a quarter.
Yeah, you're flipping to get a quarter. That's the rule from here.
As the
to there.
players say, Dario is even money to win a
Sorry,
quarter
Dario.
of the pot, and he'd be delighted
Goes
at
right
this
there.
point to take a quarter of the pot and catch a 3.
Did anyone have a 3? Come on, tell me.
I don't remember.
No one
Gus
remembers
forgot
the
that he
3.
had a 3.
At least there hasn't been a
I
hard
had
on the
I had
turn.
the 7-4.
At least not hearts.
Yeah, it hasn't been a hard on the turn.
Heart 1 time, just to give him a sweat.
Just to make it fun.
Nope.
A 10 or a 3.
Same thing, 10 or 3.
Somebody's got
Not one heart hit yet.
Somebody's got to improve their hand, right?
Last chance for Dario.
Vegetarian too, huh?
You're going to want to buy out for 383
Boom.
right after
Still
the
no heart. That just sealed it. Wow.
Not going to happen for Mr. Minieri today.
Good game to everyone.
Take care.
Nice to play with you guys.
4-0.
Take care.
Take care.
Adios, Dario.
All right, Dario.
Bye bye.
Bye, buddy.
Pot call.
Phil Ivey has over $1 million now.
You know what you want to hear?
Phil Ivey could actually
Talking about his hand after.
have a hamburger
This was Ziigmund.
and have enough money to pay off his $1 million bet with Dwan. He could actually have a whole barbecue right now if he wants.
Punish the Unabomber.
I'm easily punishable. There's many weaknesses in my game that people can exploit. You can ask Dur about them. He'll give you the list.
When's Barry get in
You might have to pay him something.
Come from these though.
What's it? 30 what?
39
Respect.
Dur is the last one. We're going to find out about the respect card right now. This is the
Here it
moment.
comes, 40,000.
From Dur, you don't know what to expect at any time in your life. It's total wild card madness game with Dur.
There is about 18,000 out there already. Both Phil and Antonio are goading Dwan into raising here, hoping that he doesn't. But he does.
And enter the wild card madness card. That's a 25. I don't even have one of those. He goes right to the exploit me, and he knows I have to give up 5 chips to call. 5 instead of just 1.
A cool 25,000 raise with 8-9 of spades.
Should be 100 more.
100 more. You made it 39.
He's the best. He's just torturing me. So when I try and get in with 1 chip, he puts in 2. Dur might be the best.
So it's a 1 blue chip?
Yeah.
Ellie's big winner. He might take a shot.
1 blue chip. A lot of people at home call it a 1 blue chip.
They call it
Just 1 blue chip.
Worst lay down I ever make in my life.
That's a massive hand place. If I just called there instead of raising, we're likely to have 4 colors.
See if Mr. Ivey puts in that blue chip. Nope, it's 5 white chips.
It looks quite baller with Ivy's stacks of money and chips. It's most baller.
Dwan misses. Phil Ivey's got a huge draw, nut flush draw, and an inside straight draw. A little $45,800 continuation bet. Ivey is analyzing the hand. It's very possible that Tom Dwan has a set. He raised $25,000 before the flop. He knows he's not going to get Tom Dwan to lay down a hand like ace-king or aces.
How much you start this hand with there? About 750.
But he does have a big draw, and he is playing against Tom Dwan. He might decide to gamble and raise. He just calls. Three of spades on the turn, about as blank as you can get. 162,000 in the pot already. The man with 9 high bets 123-2. Phil Ivey has a big decision now. He feels he's behind and is trying to figure out if he can get paid off if he makes his hand. If a diamond comes, can he get any money out of Dwan? If a jack comes, is he just going to split the pot? He decides to call. I think he's calling for 2 reasons. One, he feels he can get paid off if he hits his hand. And 2, there's a small chance that Dwan is completely airballing. Ivey makes a pair of 6s on the river. Misses the flush, misses the straight. There's $408,700 out there. It's not like Tom Dwan to give up. This is the first time all season that the table's been completely quiet. Even Phil Locke and Antonio are quiet. He is loading the gun. He fires. 268,200.
How much is that and how much do you have left?
I have about 280 left.
Dwan's voice was a little shaky there. He did not want to hear any inquiries from Phil Ivey. Can't expect Phil Locke to be quiet forever.
$258, 268.
You can see that Phil Ivey is not showboating. He is seriously contemplating a call here with a pair of 6s.
Wow. Wait till you see how long, wait till I see what I have that I'm taking this long. I'm not gonna,
I think I know what it
believe
is.
this one. No, you don't.
Yeah, I think I do.
This is gonna be the sickest call of all time.
Dwan really looks nervous. What Phil Ivey's trying to decide is he really nervous or is he acting nervous? The truth is, he is really nervous.
Okay, let's see. Let's think about this a little bit.
Tom Dwan is starting to gulp now. The excitement is overwhelming to Ellie.
Sorry.
He only does for a minute. Anthony's like he's
Sorry,
sleeping.
this is not, I don't usually
Take
take
all
this
the
long.
No, I don't.
No one cares, Ivy. You can take till the.
It's 500,000 in the pot. You want us to tell you anything? Yeah. 500 in the middle. Four something.
Go back to sleep, kid.
Let's go back to bed.
Dwan looks worse.
Can't be nothing. Except for that.
Can't be nothing except what Tom Dwan has.
Okay.
Oh, that one hurt.
God,
I
my
think he's
eyes
bluffing.
hurt so.
I really
then
think
give
he's
him
bluffing.
5,000 if he
Staring
can't
at
show
a
you
card.
ace high or better. Give him a free roll for 1,000 on ace high or better if he can't.
I really think he's
The
bluffing.
lights just like,
What's wrong with your eyes?
because I was staring at the same card the whole time. It's something about the lights must really.
You had the hand. Let's go.
Barry has not been too active so far. And raising with those small suited connector hearts seems to be fashionable now. Phil Ivey taking a shot at it. Here's suited but not so connected. Daniel Negreanu is going to call. And here's a suited connector. And here's Tom Dwan in the big blind, 2,700. Not suited, semi-connected, good enough. Well, both Dennis and Tom have connected with top pair. Phil Ivey hit a deuce. Dennis checks. $12,200. How adventurous is Phil Ivey with his deuces? Not that adventurous. I think Dennis is at least going to call here. I would say he's probably going to raise. No, I go back to saying he's probably going to call. And that gives Dwan a double belly buster along with his eights. You make a straight with a 3 or a 7. But he checks. Dennis is done. Tom Dwan's looking at Dennis, hoping he has an ace. Trying to figure out how much he can get out of him. $29,200. This hand should be over. Dwan makes people second-guess simple decisions. Dennis Phillips is thinking, is it possible that he bet the flop with total air? If I call here and he does have total air, I'll be a superstar. No Oscar this year.
Get in.
Should be fine.
That's worth it. The beds are better.
What's that money doing there? Oh.
Virgin's just always.
Daniel does have some gamble. 4,500 with the 10-8 of clubs.
The Vegas to New York one's awesome too. There's internet on it.
Qantas is the best.
What?
Qantas
I
is
love
the best.
Qantas and I love Lufthansa.
But you
Yeah,
know,
Qantas is
they
awesome.
just they don't check
3,
you out
4
with
spades in the small blind.
Qantas. When I've left from the USA because they're supposed to take the
Good enough for Tom Dwan. As a 6-4 offsuit in the big blind is for Phil Ivey.
Then you come back, they think, oh, you
Are we doing a round of these or is just you just started one?
I just did it just for the hell
Just
of
for
it.
fun? Okay.
Nice flop for Daniel. Top pair and an inside straight draw. Tom Dwan has a flush draw. He'd also make bottom end of a straight with a 5. And he's going to bet.
What's the bet?
13-3.
Daniel's just going to call. He's a little snake bit with Mr. Tom Dwan. Looks like a 5 to me.
Check.
Tom Dwan checks his straight. Daniel's also picked up a flush draw here, but he checks, doesn't like that 5, 6, 7, 8 out there. And wouldn't you know it, Daniel makes top 2 pair at the wrong time. I predict that Dwan's going to bet and Daniel's going to call. Just a prediction, but a pretty good one. I also predict that Daniel's not going to like it. And I can't blame him.
Okay, how much did you bet? That's my first question. Huh? How much did he bet? 31.8. Question, will you bet 2 pair in this spot most of the time? Because I saw you do it against him, so I guess I have to freaking pay you off. pretty much, right? Don't think I could ever fold here. What a weird river card, though. Huh? Don't you think? So, club would have been much better. So much better. 30 what? 31.8. You have to bet 2 pair, right? You have to bet 2 pair. I mean, this, I couldn't possibly fold, could I? 31.8. So weird.
Four.
Oh, that too. Oh, you had spades.
Yeah, that's what I meant anyway.
Daniel Negreanu.
What's this now? What's the question?
High stress draw.
Huh?
It's Dwan straddle. Daniel's going to make it 6,500 with a jack-8 offsuit and the
He said,
button.
name a vegetarian in a high-stress job. I said, Daniel Negreanu. Yeah, Prahlab's going through a lot of stress.
What are you doing there, sir? How much?
23.6.
You got robbed?
Oh, you get cheats.
Online.
23.6.
He was the biggest victim on
This is what he's doing, Daniel. He's got ace-king, and he raised to 23.6.
Nice sludge.
Yeah, they didn't give me money because they said I won against those accounts.
And here's what Daniel's doing. Daniel's involved enough at this point. He's going to call 17-1 and see a flop.
I hit 0 because they showed me the whole thing and said, no, obviously I can't beat someone.
And it's not a good flop for Daniel. He hits a jack, and he's got to feel that Tom Dwan might have air.
Get there a lot.
And no matter how bad they are at doing it, you aren't going to win.
How much?
Even Patrick wasn't able to do it.
Maybe. Online, maybe.
On one computer you could, not on the other.
Dan's going to call. Tom Dwan makes the nuts. That king could save Daniel from any further damage. $56,600.
56.6.
That should be the end of this hand. But it doesn't look like Daniel wants to go away. It is possible that Tom Dwan has air. We've seen him do this with air. Daniel's seen him do this with air.
Raise.
And Daniel's raising here. Just like Andrew in the last hand, a total misread.
How much more is it?
Tom Dwan says, yum, yum.
How much more do you have?
About a 140.
Tom Dwan's decision here is, does Daniel have a real hand? If Daniel has a real hand, like maybe 2 jacks or ace-queen even, he could raise and Daniel would call. But he's going to continue to try and let Daniel hang himself. Daniel's had enough.
You had what I had. What I was pretending to have. Never mind. That's good.
A $383,000 pot to Tom Dwan, mostly because of his reputation. And I think it's going to affect the action.
I was responding to a comment in a friendly fashion.
I thought this was the biggest game in town already.
Raise it.
4,000.
There was a little bigger one in this.
And Lex is here to gamble. 4,000, ace 9.
Almost slightly bigger.
I mean, right now. Well, that was the biggest game I ever saw.
Well, Andy Beal, right?
Yeah.
Andy Beal's the only one that was bigger.
Yeah.
Then what?
When we played this summer, 3K, 6K PLO.
3 players to the flop.
That's so absurd.
We had one time 4-8 for like a couple
I didn't play that for
As
long.
Daniel
I don't
checks,
know if I ever played 4-8 even.
Dwan is noticing that beautiful 14, 15,000 out there already with 2 7s and a 3. Looks like Mr. TD is going to take a shot here. And here he goes.
Oh my God, Yum Yum is here. That's your nickname, Yum Yum. Lex is here, boys.
They changed the game.
We change the game?
Yeah.
For Lex? 300 NT and I think Tom will
1-2.
object.
We're playing 1-2 now.
1-2, it's good.
Daniel's not going anywhere at this point.
Maybe Tom and Phil will object, I think.
In no limit, it's so very hard to object.
There's the king Daniel was looking for.
I got bad news for you. Hey, all the tournament players, we busted them all. All those genius tournament players, got no shots over here.
No? What are you exactly?
I'm a cash game player.
Really? Thought you were just a businessman that plays poker.
That's true.
Don't you know the shark Elezra? He's famous everywhere in Vegas.
No, more than that. The rumors of him
Not
go
the
through
fish
Europe.
Elezra, the shark Elezra.
All over Europe.
I know it's still a fish. A shark is a fish, but
Daniel's convinced he has the best hand now. 28-2.
Dario Mineri.
This would be a sick one.
Guy with the French name also, the young kids.
I think what's going on here is Dwan is putting
Phil Almuth.
Daniel on a 5-6, 4-5, 4-6, and thinking of calling with 9 high.
I mean, I don't think you can float like the Jack-10 here, I hope, right? Because if you're bluffing with that now, that would really suck.
That's what's going on. He's going to do it. He calls with 9 high.
I guess my call is terrible then, if you could float that. I made one of them hero calls.
I've done that a few times.
Yeah. It was wrong.
When players give these interviews, there's a little revisionist history, and that sounded like the real stuff. Like Lex was really describing what happened in that hand and why he called. And I believed everything he said. Ellie raises to 7,200 with a pair of queens. At this point, he's not going to lose too many people. David wouldn't generally call with a hand like this. He's in.
I call.
Daniel's got a legitimate calling hand. We're going to have 5 people, and we've got about $40,000 in this pot already. Flop to Tom Dwan. $23,300. Dwan's going into his performance now. Knows he has the best hand. Knows that Ellie probably has the overpair. Probably knows Daniel has the 10 jack of spades and Phil Galfond also has a 9. And David's missed with king jack offsuit. You can't figure out why Doyle went out with king jack offsuit. Knowing all that, he raises to 71,000. Phil Galfond's thinking about this with a pair of 9s. He might think Dwan's putting a move on Ellie. Maybe Dwan's drawing. And if he calls, he'll get isolated in the hand with Dwan. Nope, not going to do it.
For sure, he's going to win the pot. Like, guaranteed. For sure.
I guess Daniel feels an 8 was coming. And Ellie also knows that Dwan could be drawing.
All right.
He's going to raise. Over $100,000 raise. He raises to 173.3.
How much is that?
Very little doubt of what Tom Dwan's going to do here.
I'm all in.
And that's what he's going to do. He's all in. It's going to cost Ellie $250,000 or so to call. The possibility of Dwan drawing just became very small. Still possible, but small.
Count exactly with you.
If Dwan has a set or aces or kings, Ellie's in very bad shape.
253.
I think you got the 8-10 in your hand. Trying to convince myself that you got the 8-10 or the 9-7, one of the two.
Well, he's right about that. It's one of the two.
All right.
Something about these lights really bothers my eyes.
Same problem.
When, like in that seat or that seat. And it's when I have good hands too.
He folded? Yeah, good fold, buddy. Good fold.
In fact, I don't think he has it
Yeah,
anymore.
there's also, he also calls the raise, and I have Jack 8, and the turn comes a 5. And
Elke's going to step out here, up to 7,000, ace-6 suited. Galfan's found a hand he doesn't like.
If I just call, I believe I might have to call you. You know, keep going and calling you. So, unless the ace come, maybe that will scare you. Ace of king or queen.
I don't think so. Ace of king.
How much are you playing, Elke?
Only the 3 that we would.
140, 135.
The rest, you won't even think.
Dwan follows up that big hand by having a pair of aces in this hand.
We shall listen to Dor small ball poker on this one. Hey, check the flop. I'm going to see the river if I check the flop.
I wish you did, because I would have called too. Hit the 8 and busted you both. Spades, yeah.
Elke's going to see a flop.
100 and something more? 110 more?
2 diamonds come off. It's all going in. No diamonds, but that could be a nuisance 6.
Backdoor flush was wow.
Oh, yeah, that was the key.
Yeah, key.
Well, the next hand I had the Jack 6 of hearts. Remember I was talking about having history with this hand? The next hand.
Oh, the very next hand you had it?
Very next hand I started.
Oh, that's why you say I got an history with this hand.
26-4. And is that 6 going to be a nuisance? Yes. That first 6 is a nuisance. Another 6 comes, it would be a nuisance for Dwan.
I thought you took it off, buddy.
I'm all in.
Dwan goes all in. And Elke's not releasing immediately. Elke's thinking about it. Dwan could have, let me see, could have ace king of spades. He could have ace jack of spades. Could have ace 10 of spades. He could have absolutely nothing. Lex called Doyle with a pair of deuces. I'm losing here. I don't have that much left. Can I make a hero call?
Probably bad.
He's trying it. He's going to call. He's going to need a 6.
Well, that's very bad.
He got the ace. I can see he got the ace.
Whatever you want.
That's very bad. Just one time, I guess.
Whatever you want. It's up to you.
You said one time.
I don't like Elke's one times.
Yeah, one time Elke.
Close.
Close, but no 6.
Yes.
Please don't bully me.
Or Holy Grail. Well, he's going to raise to 4,000 here. The 6-5 suited.
I feel one up.
A straddle.
Give me a chance to win back some money. Creating big
I like
pots.
that. That's nice. That's very thoughtful of you. I appreciate that, Rick.
No problem.
Didn't realize you were such a gentleman.
Very much so.
Dwan's going to raise to 17,000.
He's raising because he thinks him and JRB are in different neighborhoods, but they're actually neighbors.
Yeah.
Right?
I think most guys at the poker table do. It's weird. I don't get it.
Most guys at the poker table, what?
They want to take my money. Does that
6s for JRB.
That they're isolating you.
Dwan's got an inside straight draw.
That's true. Yeah, that's a
It's
good
sort of
one.
like
Don't flatter yourself there.
objective.
You're right.
You know what I mean?
They're pretty
trying to extract money.
To be fair, I
I've
try to
seen
give it away.
sometimes though.
He bets 25,000.
She came to the poker game and everybody be like, "What do you want me to do?" She was hot ass, and then they'd be like, "Call," and she'd be like, and they'd be like, "Okay, call." You know what I mean? And then boom, she turned like $2,000 into like 30 in an hour.
Oh
It was
my
the
God,
craziest
that's
thing I ever saw. Well, just everybody just gave her money.
JRB calls. He's hoping he's up against a draw, or maybe ace, king, ace, queen.
How she did that? You probably just been wrong game playing casino games. Gotta get some good home games.
That 8 makes an open end straight for Tom Dwan.
Yeah, come to our games.
Why?
It was sort of, I think, a rather small game for.
He feels JRB was not comfortable calling on the flop.
What do you want me to do? I want you to call. Okay.
So he wants to get this pot right here, and he does have an open end straight draw in case JRB would call.
Yeah, I need to find games where people.
But he wants to end things right here.
Dwan drops a bunch of cranberries in there and puts Belland all in.
I didn't expect that. He wants this hand over with. He thinks JRB has a bigger hand than he has, probably putting him on ace 10 or maybe jacks.
Wow. Feels like ace queen of diamonds there, buddy.
That's close, JRB.
Wow. Wow. Feels like ace queen of diamonds. The only problem is my history is that I make the right call and then the diamond peels off. That's a good bet, Tom. Feels like ace queen of diamonds. Feels like ace queen of diamonds. Good read, Robert. Don't do like Daniel and call off. Daniel would call off and he'd be right. Ugh. You think you can put a river that's not a diamond?
Dwan can still pack a punch at the right time.
What a fantastic bet, Tom. I like it. Oh, boy. Nope, not gonna call. Good bet.
7-9 diamonds, yeah.
Let's see the river. I want to see that diamond just to make sure I made a good fold. Oh.
Deal one more river.
What about drinking?
I stopped drinking in 1983.
Oh, jeez. Start again. Well, he can't play with Phil Lockett either, that's for sure.
He has a backpack and a hoodie, right?
Yeah.
14,000.
And Tom Dwan, who used to wear a hoodie, raises to 14,000. And he has the same hand as Damien.
Call. Call. 3 players.
Flop comes 8, Jack 5.
Both Dwan and Damien make jacks. Schwimmer's got a pair of 5s.
Why is Dwan's percentage at 0 here?
That's a good question. That's because he can't be the only winner in this pot. The best he can do is split with Damien. But it is confusing. Now, Damien can win.
Yeah.
He's got a 5% chance of winning if 2 more clubs come. But you can ask me these questions. This is what I'm here
Sure.
for.
No, I like it.
So if there's something you'd like to know about poker, just ask.
Okay.
And graphics.
Yeah.
Poker and
Yeah.
graphics.
You got about 100?
Cranberries.
Dwan wants to win the pot right now. He doesn't want Damien to draw. He could have a flush draw, could have Jack 10, straight draw. Maybe even ace jack. He wants him to throw that away too.
God, I really just feel like you've got like pocket tens, ace, queen of hearts. Somewhere in that range, I don't know. I beat both of those, by the way.
Can I side bet Tom overpair? How can you fold if you beat pocket tens?
I have king, jack of clubs.
Ooh. Tom definitely had an overpair. You can open it. Open her up.
Open it.
You can open it.
So God, I was free rolling on the flop.
I end up getting here and whatever, after getting pulled over, and I bust it within 5 minutes or something, 10 minutes of the tournament running, I busted it 2 times. So I was like, man, I wish I just got arrested. Save myself 50K.
You did get a ticket though, right?
Yeah, I got a ticket. I actually got pulled over the other day here.
You didn't take your license?
What's that?
Usually 120 they take.
They just let me go. They just ripped me up, and I just took it to this pink building, and honestly haven't heard back since. Just
Probably
gave them a few $100, and they just like they have a guy that goes in for you and just demote your tickets.
Pink building's awesome.
I got pulled over the other day here, like flying like 75 on the strip, weaving through traffic.
Dwan raised to 11,000 before the flop with his kings. Schwimmer, for some reason, decided to call him with the 4-3 off. Dwan didn't like the ace and checked, and now Schwimmer bets 11,000 with his 4-3, and Dwan calls.
Yeah, don't be doing that. Like, please don't be doing that.
No, like if you have a green light.
Dwan checks again.
And it's like left turn, like red, but no one else is coming. Like I just.
Schwimmer went all
How
in,
about
AJ.
that?
Do you believe that?
No, I don't. With a 4-3 offsuit?
Well, he's 9% to win. You know why?
Because a deuce might come.
You are correct.
There's no cars.
Listen to all these speeding stories. He decided to speed himself.
I hope not.
Here's my moving violation.
I kind of used to be like you. but
This is
when
a tough call for
when you
Tom
have-
Dwan.
When you have a kid, you'll.
He doesn't think Schwimmer would make this play with a lone
Some
ace.
places it's like flashing
So he's either got a
yellow.
big hand or a draw.
Yeah, it's like completely safe. I saved so much time doing it.
Yeah, that 5 minutes is a big deal. I got you.
Over time it adds up.
Big pot, boys, big pot.
I don't mind. I don't mind. It's all right. You guys can keep talking.
I've already made my decision.
He said he got 500K on the football
I don't
game.
think Schwimmer should have said that. Look at Dwan looking at him.
Yeah.
If he had a hand, I don't believe Schwimmer would have said anything. And Dwan is a consummate pro. He knows that. But he's finding it hard to believe that Schwimmer would bluff him here.
Three, nothing.
Ooh.
March all the way down.
For those people who are interested, the Falcons are leading 3-0.
What, he's on Atlanta or something?
Matt Ryan?
Oh, I thought you were talking about someone else.
He's a Jersey guy too, right? New Jersey? PA, New Jersey?
I know he went to Boston College. That's all I know.
You got like 65 for
I used to bet on him at
Something like
BC
that.
when he was there. Like
No more
07.
big chips.
No more big chips. So
I don't know where he's from.
I was sure
yeah, 65 is about right.
I forgot that.
when Schwimmer made that comment about he made his decision already, when he shouldn't have said anything, that Dwan was going to call. Now I'm not so sure. He's talking himself out of it.
Yeah.
Boom.
Wow.
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 Ooh.
The Deuce River was coming though.
Wow.
I thought it was. That's why I did it, because I thought I had the best hand.
Wow.
This is something I don't know.
I don't know. I don't.
Schwimmer raises to 3,000.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I'll take the 7 over.
He's in the
anything.
mood to gamble.
At that point, you're
I should
hoping
have
he has
checked
a
the river, is
6.
what I should have done.
Right. Yeah. I
And
felt
Dwan's
it.
got
That's why I
ace
checked
king.
the river.
I should have checked the river.
And he's in the mood to take advantage of Schwimmer.
What do you raise to?
I don't think Schwimmer's going out.
All right, Tom, let's go. Only guy I can beat at the table.
Insta call.
And Schwimmer flops 2 pair.
Now, if that were ace 4-5, it would all go in right here.
Dwan bets 14,000.
And Schwimmer's thinking about, do I raise?
Just gonna call here.
Probably the right move.
Ace on the turn.
Definitely the right move. Dwan probably feels that Schwimmer has something, but that he has the best hand.
All in.
Schwimmer went all in.
All in.
Start with 100.
Which, knowing the hands, is a great play.
Didn't snap call. I'm in good shape.
Schwimmer's pretty much saying what he has. He was afraid of a 3, but he's got a decent hand.
Oh.
Probably better than ace king.
71. 73.
He has bluffed Dwan. Dwan's remembering that. But because of what he said about you didn't snap call, I don't think Dwan will call.
Yeah. He does.
Wow. He does.
I don't have anything.
That was a little strange.
I don't have anything.
Well, Dwan says I don't have anything because he can't beat much. And Schwimmer, who got called, didn't want to turn over his hand.
Oh, Straddle.
Straddle,
I'm going to make it 3,800.
3,800.
Well, the greatest poker player of all time has, for his own reasons, decided to step up his play and raise to 3,800 with an ace-10 suited.
85.
8,500.
I love poker. You guys can't beat me today, I don't think.
Phil ain't happy with that $8,500 raise from Hernandez.
Yeah. I think that's my biggest weakness.
And Dwan defends his straddle with Jack-5 of diamonds, and Phil moans his way out.
Now, we got to reassess that greatest poker player of all time because Tom Dwan is called with a Jack-5 of diamonds for 8,500, and Phil has thrown away the ace-10 of diamonds for 8,500.
Jack-deuce-9.
And naturally, Tom Dwan flops the best hand here. When you gamble, the poker gods, they let you get away with some stuff.
Glass bets 15,000.
Oh, Phil. I love you, man. Cooler after cooler, buddy, and I'm still just sitting right here.
Dwan's just going to call. Good chance Hernandez has an overpair.
Absolutely genuine to you, and you thought I was trolling you, but I was
4 on the
dead
turn.
serious.
No,
Like,
I know.
I really wasn't trolling you.
I know.
There was one diamond in dark.
And Laz is going to fire again.
Pretty screwed and you were short, and I told you I really think you're going to run it up, and I meant it, but you were like, I think you thought I was moving. I think you did run it up.
And Mr. Dwan's going nowhere.
4 of hearts on the river.
Neither one of these players like that card.
Dwan checks again.
Hernandez is going to bet here, which kind of surprises me.
30.
But he bets 30,000, which really looks like a value bet. Looks like he has an overpair. He wants to get paid. Thinks Tom has jacks.
You gotta own your own mistakes too.
And says, give me 30,000 more.
So I know I messed up the tens hand. I would be even right now.
I made a bad fold today.
I made some great folds today already.
Did you?
Oh yeah.
Have you ever made a bad fold? Have you ever done anything bad?
I don't think so.
We're just waiting for the reverse, like when they have my hand and I have their hand, then we know what's going to happen. Like every time.
Dwan is really thinking about this. It looks so much like a value bet.
Like,
Don't be glad you can.
Ace king.
Dwan was really surprised and happy to win this hand.
Yeah. Straddle is on, and Helmuth brings it in with a raise to 3,600.
My wife, the Daytona green down.
Yeah,
Phil's stepping up again.
I like there's a couple. And then
Let's
I
see
like
if he
the,
winds up seeing a flop.
Richard Mills.
Yeah.
Big boy. All the rappers getting that watch now.
Daniel's 3 bets to 11,500.
And then so
He's got the button. I don't see Dwan going anywhere with 9-7 suited.
And Dwan is in.
Come on, Phil, you got a call here. There he goes.
wow, what a game I have. Phenomenal.
It was a phenomenal laydown. You're right. It was phenomenal.
Couple of diamonds for
I
Dwan.
honestly think that you actually meant it. If we didn't know you were just trying to set up somebody who actually believes that you're trying to.
You have no idea, see? I mean, you want to attack me, we can play. We can play out in the streets, huh? That's all right with me. You have no idea. It's all right.
All right, set up a table. We'll play out in the street.
That's the frustration that I face in my life when I can play like almost flawless for 8 hours and still lose.
I haven't seen a flaw. Have you seen a flaw?
No,
I haven't seen one flaw.
Nope.
Spots to cost me pots.
Immaculate is the way I would
Great
describe.
word.
And then the people that are listening, they have no idea. They think Phil's crazy because they haven't seen the full 8 hours. They're like, what's he talking about?
You know the definition of humility is Phil Helmer.
true though. I mean, they see the rant and they have no idea. They're like, they don't understand. It's from 8 hours. Of
Daniel's bet 8,200, and Tom Dwan with his flush draw raised it to 30,000.
Tom just move on with ace.
Daniels has absolutely nothing.
I agree.
But the best hand at this point. But I don't think he can call.
I mean, I had
I think we all knew Thomas was stone cold dead there.
But I'm wrong.
There you go. Queen of Hearts is no help to anyone.
The beautiful thing is, if they understood my rants,
TD checks.
But they don't.
And what about CW? Will he try to take it here?
How can I beat that? Like, what
Perfect spot to take it.
No one understands what I
He gives off no emotion whatsoever.
I've ever seen. And all I do is win, 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 win. And they
No
don't
matter
understand
what.
it. It's so crazy. It has to be like a night tonight where the guy's hitting 3-outers and every time I have 8s, 9s,
He wasn't
or 10s,
expecting Dwan to
bad.
check.
I feel you, man.
And Daniels
Didn't they say that?
is going to bet 40,200 with ace high.
40,000 Lederer.
He's probably reading the hand correctly, thinking Dwan's on a draw, and this is too much for him to call. And I think it is too much for him to call.
He calls.
But I'm not Tom Dwan.
And then when you torture yourself and you really look at
He needs a diamond, a 9. 9 won't win. Diamond or a 7.
There's a diamond.
And wouldn't you know it?
Unbelievable.
Bad way to look at it, by the way.
This is the Tom Dwan universe.
If you don't raise, he's going to raise.
And he checks.
Yeah, he's gonna raise regardless.
I might call. It's possible I could call Tom's raise.
Maybe he just cold calls and you just see a flop, single raise pot.
Check 10-8. Check.
If Daniels
big
thought
bet.
Dwan was drawing, the flushes come in.
I'm going to make it 75,000. He can't go anywhere. Ward Paris. Now I have to give him a free card.
Everything Daniels has done on this episode has been right.
For the last 60.
$90.
Oh, boy. That's 90,000.
I cannot see Dwan folding.
I'm confused. Why is Daniels putting that much in right here, Gabe?
Because he has ace high, and he knows that's the only way he's going to win.
He doesn't see Dwan on anything?
Well, he's hoping the 90,000 will convince Dwan. Dwan could have a 4. Dwan could have been in this whole hand with a 4. Like ace 4. Yeah, Dwan's going to call.
I didn't even see the.
Yeah, he looks surprised there.
I didn't even see it.
He's saying he didn't even see that there was a flush out there. That's an important part of the game.
Chamath straddles to 1,600 and picks up 9s.
Kills the girl, bro.
Dwan raises to 5,000.
You're doing mundane poker talk, and they're talking about one of the classics of mice and men.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yes.
In my time,
We're going to get Phil Hellmuth's review and critique of mice and men, and I want to hear that.
I was folding so Phil knows he can't get my money.
Little too rich for Phil's blood.
He was a mice man. Would not call 5,000 with a pair of 6s.
What was it, Lenny and George in that book?
Lenny and George and Squiggy.
There you go. Squiggy showed up. That's right at the end. Sure.
At the end. At the end.
God, I got all boardy, all just, oh, so messed up. It's crazy. Why? I don't understand. But you knew I was gonna.
And Chamath comes back with 17,000.
I really hope they have like.
No, you actually think you could bluff me. Good.
Phil, you know how many times I've been called bluffing by millions of people? It's okay.
Tom's gonna call.
Gambling Tom Dwan.
I go, well done. Where's the blackjack table? Do you know what I mean?
And Chamath flops a set.
Bluff the queen.
Okay, you think my philosophy is good? Bluff. If I get called, say well done.
Dwan's got a
Blackjack
pair.
table. I'm good, man.
That was my hand. I could have been up 300,000 after that hand.
I was going to bet river, but I was like, He's too.
He will go for it, Phil. He's crazy. You know he'll go for it.
Dwan calls.
300 dimes.
He could be putting Chamath on ace, king, ace, queen, and Dwan's got a pair, could make two pair. But that's all history.
Chamath has quads. And he checks.
He raised, like went all in with the gut shot for like 200,000 and hit the river. That was it, Black Friday. Yeah.
And Gambling Tom takes the safest course of action.
7 on the river.
Because Macau is so boring sometimes. I don't know how you do it.
We will not get another check from Chamath.
I didn't eat any Chinese food times. There was one Italian in the McDonald's. And alcohol was your savior.
And Chamath bets 85,000.
Wow.
85.
That's over a pot-sized bet.
Oh, man.
This looks like it should be a snap fold, but Tom seems to be overanalyzing this whole thing.
Got me changing my mind and stuff now.
He can beat ace, king of spades, ace, queen of spades, ace, jack of spades. Maybe he's feeling Chamath has one of those hands and he's frustrated at missing and he just went out there and is trying to steal the pot. Maybe this has to do with some history between the two of them. I know they've played a lot together. And at some point, Chamath might have pulled off a bluff like this.
Kind of feels like you might be going for it. Sorry guys, one sec. Alright, make a crazy call.
Quads.
That'll do it.
Yep. I thought it was.
Always that type of hand.
I thought it was the tens full, to be honest.
Either got nothing or that, basically.
You didn't know it was 4 nines, Phil?
You can't drink like you can drink.
5.
5?
I did shots of Patron with Phil one time, and he can drink.
My funnest drinking night ever. Tom was there. It was in London. Dude, in London with Chairman and Marcus. That was the night where I somehow owned Marcus's soul. Like Marcus is completely
3 aces for JRB.
Forever.
Who just casually continues his story.
And I just beat him every pot. Maybe just because I finally called him every pot.
Dwan throws in 5,000, thinks that kings could be good. Rick calls with the 10s.
Full houses all around.
Check.
Check.
Rick doesn't have a full house and he checks. So let's see what the first full house does.
Check.
He's got to be scared of 2 guys behind him. One of them should have an ace.
20.
20,000 from Belland.
Would JRB bluff here? And I guess Dwan thinks he might. I don't think there's any way with the 2 guys he's in against that he would bet with a king.
Check.
He bets another 20,000.
That's a good bet. Dwan is trying to decide, would JRB fire 2 blanks into this pot? It takes aces full to get JRB to stop telling his stories. Dwan's talking himself into calling.
Damn it, Robert. Why you gotta do this to me? How big is that glass? How much wine's in there? That big stupid wine glass. I think it's gonna get a donation from me.
Straight flush.
Yeah.
Always value bet the math, guys.
And the soundtrack starts again. Big hands are coming out on these straddles. JRB with ace king of clubs.
Part of my shtick.
Ace jack for Steven. And Dwan just calls with queens on the button.
Watch her call.
He's hoping somebody raises.
Yeah, I believe in calling.
Here we go.
This is part of my shtick.
And JRB will accommodate him.
Come on, JRB.
Let's sweeten up the pot a little bit.
Ooh.
JRB raises to 11,000.
Call.
Solomon calls.
Call.
What the f are me and Bryn doing? Only one that's not in this spot.
Dwan with the button and queens. Thinking about how much to raise.
54,000.
He raises to 54,000.
This hand's going to come down to JRB and Dwan. Don't think Brandon will call.
All in.
All in.
I'm all in.
And for some unknown reason that I won't even try to explain or think about, Lynn's gone all in. JRB immediately followed with his all in. And Dwan has a really tough decision.
Tell me why.
Because John Robert has 400,000. And John Robert's not doing this with jacks. He's either got kings,
Yeah, like 170.
aces, maybe ace king
A
suited.
little less than 170.
Give or take a few thousand.
And then what does she have?
148, 158.
This is a really tough call for
160,
Dwan. I wouldn't be
184.
surprised if he throws the queens away here. And then John Robert will be in great shape.
No, I'm going to do a fat burger. You can't make this up.
And in the middle of all this,
Impossible burger.
Rick's ordering an Impossible Burger from Fat Burger.
He's eating healthy, though.
I'm a little surprised.
Yeah,
Queens, wow.
You're hoping to get queen.
You have ace
No,
jack?
I was really yeah.
Oh, that's good for me.
It's kings, right?
No, I got ace king.
Oh, that is
Let's
jack.
just get some hearts.
What do you want to do? We're
Huh?
for the
Yeah,
side pot.
we always go twice. I'm all right with that twice. Huh?
Do you want to run the main or?
Yeah, please. Twice is good.
I like your call, though. I mean, it's tough because I look
on
really
one sec.
strong.
Hang on one sec. We're doing twice for
So
both?
we're looking at the biggest pot in high stakes poker this season.
Well, that
If
was a massive punt.
Dwan or
I'll
Balan
do three if
scoop,
you want.
they're looking
I
at
feel like
close
you're
to
gonna
$1 million.
I'll do 3 if you want.
You want to go 3?
Can we do 3?
If she's all right with
think
3,
it's
I'm all right
fun.
with 3.
3 times.
Okay, 3 times.
3 times 3 all in.
Robert just feels like he's gonna spike this.
No, dude, I
I
just
just
like,
like
you know.
1.
So you guys solid with your decision?
Actually, can
3,
we decide?
so we're going 3 boards, just so we're all agreed. All 3 of us are going 3 boards.
All right.
All right, let's see how many aces and kings are left in the deck.
Oh, you do?
Ace jack of diamonds. Ace jack of diamonds gets me in trouble. Right?
Uh-oh, somebody's
got queen
live.
10.
Wow.
Interesting cards there.
Kick-ass
I don't think
flop.
I've ever bagged at the poker table before.
That's a
but
kick-ass
now's a good time
flop.
to
Please, no king.
Please eat.
How about a nice little ace? Do not get rid of my kings,
Another
please.
heart. Another heart. I said I should have.
Wow.
Please.
This is your hand right here. If you don't get it here, it's gonna be trouble.
I don't think I've ever prayed this hard for anything. Ugh.
Well, maybe. Too many outs in the turn.
I'm liking 3
Got
times
the too
right
many
now.
out syndrome in the turn. It's not what you wanted.
Absolutely not.
A lot of cards dead.
Burned a lot of cards. 2 hearts, 2 nines. Ugh.
Jacks are helpful to have when I have queen 10.
Yeah.
Up against queens.
Damn it. That's tough. That's a tough
Jesus,
board
how
for
the f do you guys both actually have hands?
Wow, there's still another queen in the deck. Oh my God. Wow.
He's checking that.
Is it too ambitious to root for 2 hearts?
Well, you just burned 2, so I'll do it now.
I don't think I've ever asked.
I'm not a scientist, but those are 2 good boards for you.
Don't give me the jinx.
Sounds live.
Is there a 10 in there somewhere?
How many clubs are on the board?
There's still 2 10s left, isn't
Where's the
there?
clubs, John?
I don't have no idea. I don't have any idea.
It's gonna take the rest of the night for them to figure
But
out.
2 10s left, I know that.
It's fast. 3 people.
Well, it looks like 2/3 of the pot is going to Dwan so far.
Wow. Hey, liking your hand right now.
Dirty. Wow.
I'm gonna get to work on the wine.
Yeah, good idea.
Wow.
Fives.
All I know is I'm glad I read it 3 times because I got a little bit of a chance here. I didn't have any of a chance first 2 boards.
Oh, hey.
Wow.
Now, Balan needs an ace or a king. What else could he win with, AJ?
Going with a 5.
Oh my God.
Well, why can't he win with a 5?
Oh, here,
Why can't he win?
Yeah.
Well, it's not there.
Who has a full
No,
house?
because Rick had the other 5.
Rick had
Oh, he already has a full house.
Okay.
Oh, I see.
So he needs an ace or a king. Lynn is out of it. She can make a flush, but it's no good.
Nobody has no ace or king. You got a decent
I have an
chance.
ace, so-
Oh, you do?
Yeah, there's 1 out there, so you gotta get some kings.
Boom. No. Right.
Nope.
That was.
How in the hell do you scoop that?
It was a good
pretty
call,
fucking
Tom.
sick.
That's it for me, boys.
I'm just sitting on
Also
the
for
deck,
me.
That's all.
Dwan sending 2 people home.
Sitting on it. Celebrate.
I'm a lot more grateful for the wine than I was last when I got it.
It's too much.
Daniels is talking about how long it takes to get to freaking Florida, which freaking Florida is between Florida and Louisiana. It's a small little section.
It's a little sliver, yeah.
And you got to be concerned about the freaking Florida freaking alligators.
Brandon Steven is raised to 2,400 with his King 4 suited.
He's never been to freaking Florida.
No. Get a nice color.
And Kenny's going to call with 10-7, the Doug Polk hand. From now on, 10-7 might be known as Doug Polk.
Doug Polk. All right. Ace 5-4 on the flop. Diamonds out there for Dwan.
And a pair of 5s. Steven has got 4s.
He bet 5,000. Dwan's going to raise to 18,000.
And Brandon says, let me see a card. Give me a king or a 4.
Two pair for Dwan.
In addition to the flush draw.
And he bets 33,000.
Brandon looks like he's thinking about something.
You got the 200 back? That's good. Thank you. Thank you.
And it's not about his 4s being good.
He raises to 87,000.
Dwan has got 2 pair and the flush draw. But it really looks like, from how Brandon has been playing, that Brandon could have aces up, could have flopped a set of 4s. This move is a different side of Brandon. I would assume that Dwan would just call. I don't know what he's thinking about. If I was in this hand, I would be convinced that Brandon has a hand that beats me right now.
Right.
If Tom Dwan just calls, he has 140,000 left.
A lot of people see this and wonder, what is Tom Dwan thinking about?
I'm not sure, but I would guess he's thinking about if a nothing card like the 10 of spades comes off on the river, am I going to call Brandon if he puts me all in? And if the answer is yes, I might as well go all in now. Because even though it's unlikely from how Brandon's been playing so far, he might have a draw. He might have ace, queen of clubs, made the flush draw on the turn. I don't think anybody's putting Brandon on a bluff.
I'm all in.
You guys are impossible to bluff. It's amazing. Nice job.
I didn't know what the hell to do. Huge hand. But.
Hit 2 pair in a flush draw and you took forever there?
I mean, I was thinking of calling, thinking of shoving. I didn't know what the hell to
call,
do.
you get it all in the river.
No, I was thinking.
Brandon Steven raises to 10,000 with his jack 10 of clubs.
I hit a flush, man. I was just thinking, can I raise this? Is that dumb? And then I decided it was dumb.
Daniels calls with his big slick. Dwan's in.
I'm on board too.
You know Rick is.
There's got to be a verb for board tilting you. What is it like? I've been boarded or something.
I've been board-sided.
That's good.
I played great all night, then I got
7
boarded
king
3
deuce
times.
on the flop.
Check, check.
I could learn a lot from you, Phil. That's why
Brandon is going to continue his story.
You don't really know you could.
Why'd you say that?
And here's the real hand.
You need to talk for me.
Just calls again.
I mean, I could fold that hand for 33. It's you. You keep thinking you can bluff me. I just keep calling you and calling you. And the deck saves you.
It did.
I guess
And I pick
Dwan's
off
thinking
another
about
bluff and
calling
the deck saved you.
with his 7.
But I told you, you're going to be drawing dead soon.
Call.
Very ambitious call. Flush draw out there, a king. Lone 7, he's calling 17,000.
That's why.
Check.
Yeah, he makes 2 pair, but Brandon Steven,
Check.
he's got double gutters for a straight, a flush draw, and queen of clubs for a straight flush.
All I had was a jack.
Like your look on the turn.
Pretty good call.
And Daniel still has the ace king.
I just had it.
No, I had ace jack suited. I knew you didn't have anything on the flop, so when the jack came,
You're a winner.
the last 30 times I played you, you raised when you had the nuts. The not raise got you.
How do you get there then? Got a better hand on the flop.
Yeah, you had me the whole way.
If he bets the flop, I win a
Brandon is just thinking about how much to bet. He's got 127,000 left. Maybe one of these 2 guys is slow playing a hand like Dwan is, and they could put them all in.
Yeah. But the only good news is against you when I win some pots. It's going to go very quickly this time.
I agree.
That's a fact.
And he plays it safe and
the
checks.
probability of you losing your hand is quite high.
Jack on the river.
It's not that high. I mean, I don't play any hands. Like I'm playing this % of the range. You play this % of the range. That's why I get tilted when I can't beat these guys.
There's gonna be no more checking from Mr. Dwan.
The last time I played with Rick, he played this % of the range. I played this, and he beat me every pot. But I already knew. I mean, I know it's coming. It's a matter of time. But now he's like playing this percent. You're the guy who's playing all the hands.
That's because he picks on me.
Dwan bets 43,000.
James jams all the time.
Brandon is thinking Dwan has shown no strength at all in this hand. Is this a bluff? Is Jacks the best hand?
Oh, I should have been able
And
to
by calling,
James.
can I get Daniels out if he possibly has a better hand,
And the
maybe
reverse.
a weak king?
I think I'll beat you for 70 or 80.
If he doesn't call, I think Daniels will.
And tonight I got hours. We got hours to go. Right?
We do.
And I'm very comfortable.
Brandon folds, and Daniels calls.
Call it.
Tom. What's that?
43.
Nice. God, he's
right
wizard.
at
The
the
9-7. The 9-7, he's got it.
Well, I mean, there were a lot of questions about that in 2014, right?
Oh, sorry.
16, 32.
You raised 3,200.
No, I think Americans are going to really get involved in cricket.
It's a paying sport. The NFL definitely is. It's 10,000 total.
Well, there was a huge sport that didn't make it. I mean, it was one of the biggest sports in history.
What?
Gladiators.
It's back.
They just decided, all right, we're going to stop killing people. I don't know.
No, you know what killed the gladiators?
What's that?
When they got free agency.
I mean, it stopped, right? So, I mean, I don't know.
I don't think the Romans decided that.
And then they got the designated lion.
No good.
That was it.
That felt,
I don't think
yeah.
so either, but I'm just making a point.
No, but I think if
Two flush draws on the flop.
injuries and legal claims, how do you support?
Dwan and Rick.
There's not that many of them.
Daniels bets 12,500.
Man with absolutely nothing bets, and the two flush draws are coming up right now. Let's see what they do.
Yeah, it makes ridiculous money.
Call.
Call from Dwan, a call from Rick. There's a jack for Daniels.
At the right time. Step it out on the flop with nothing. Now he's made the best hand.
And he's going to bet 33,000.
That's a nice size bet. Tom's going to call, and I think that's going to bring Rick.
Call. Call.
You are correct.
Nice spot.
Another club on the river.
There's a club that Rick really didn't need.
Check.
This is Mr. Dwan's season.
What's new? What's new? How is Tom Dwan treating you? You bet 75,000.
Call.
Insta call from Rick. Daniels is overthinking this.
Hard to believe you both have a flush. Rick has two pair.
He's saying, can these guys both go crazy at the same time? Is Jack's the best hand? Wow, if Dwan would have checked, Rick would have bet, and Daniels would have probably called him. He might call now.
I don't know why I'm even thinking about this.
This is a hero call. This is not just a hero call.
No, it's a double hero.
It's a double hero call.
even thinking about it. I don't know why.
6-9 probably.
Set of jacks?
Oh.
Is it one jack?
2 flushes. Bring in a pot worth over $320,000.
Trust me. This is really bad.
Look at this thing.
Yeah.
Tom Dwan is making it 5,000 with a 6 deuce of hearts.
Wow, all right.
Call.
Andrews just calls with 8s.
Call.
Phil Hellmuth folds the 9-6 suited. And you got Tom Dwan raising with a 6 deuce suited.
Queen, king, 8.
Check.
John Andrews has flopped the set.
5,000.
Dwan bets 5,000.
Andrews makes a trappy call. Brandon calls.
Another heart for Dwan.
And that's like a little bit of a heartbeat.
Yeah.
For Dwan's hand, he's got a flush draw now.
Yeah, that was not really atrocious. Yeah.
And he's going to fire again.
Cranberry.
Now John should raise. Could have been a straight draw on the flop. Now there's a flush draw possibility out there. Shouldn't give any more cheap cards.
Call.
He's going to keep trying to trap. Oh, that's sick. Poor John Andrews. That is sick. Well, because these graphics are screwed up, we don't know how much Andrews has, but it's more than 49K. And here it goes. Dwan's putting them all in. No way he can get away from this.
See how I can fold. Such a strong hand.
Dwan could have the king of hearts and another heart, the queen of hearts and another heart. But Andrews has got to call. Or he could have the 6 deuce of hearts. There he goes, he calls.
I mean, you just get there. You just get there. 200 behind.
Hold it 20% of the time, it might be a valuable move. Notice it took a raise, a re-raise, a re-raise for him to fold.
I had 7-8 of hearts. I was whining. I was like,
oh yeah, yeah. If I called him, I knew you were coming.
Yeah.
I thought about flatting.
I saw the flat reach, and I was like, ah.
I thought about flatting. I had a monster.
Well, Dwan's got jacks, but Schwimmer's just flopped 2 pair.
This hand could be interesting. There's a draw-heavy board out there.
55. Raise to 17.
Raise to 17,000.
Well, what will Mr. Tom Dwan do with his overpair? He's going to watch the next card come off, see what it is.
4 clubs.
Very safe card.
No draws has to be good news for me, I would think.
Interestingly, Schwimmer says he's not drawn.
33.
33,000.
And he's being honest, and I think Tom Dwan knows it.
33.
Pretty much saying, I have a hand.
Do they let you run things twice here or no?
It's going to play just like a cash game.
That was a brilliant statement from JRB. It's going to play like a cash game because it is a cash game.
33.
33. Call.
Ace on the river.
Interesting card.
Don't like that card.
Funny.
Is your buddy? That's your buddy, huh? I thought so.
I'm just trying to squeeze out an extra 20. You can't fold for 20.
I think everybody realizes that Schwimmer's got the best hand here, including Dwan, but there's too much money in the pot.
Yeah.
Thank you. See, I got a free 20 out of it.
It's not good news.
That's 10-9, right?
Yeah.
A pretty good bet there, Mike.
Hey, get a free 20, you know?
That was a pretty good bet there.
Friends like
And
that,
the ace,
huh?
the ace was a very bad card for you. Correct.
I was not happy to see it.
10-9 suited for Rick Solomon. Raises to 5,000.
Dwan has ace queen.
Re-raise 18.
You know, I'm folding jacks and I was picking up.
When you get
He
there.
raises to 18,000.
Was it check flop?
No, I bet under bet. I bet 10,000 on the flop.
He checked and you bet.
Yeah.
Lynn releases an ace jack. And JRB calls with ace queen also.
I had 2 of his bluffing cards, man.
Really?
I had the king 9. So that's good for you.
Couple of 10s and a queen on the flop.
Big flop. Everybody's got something. Dwan and JRB got top pair, top kicker, and Rick's flop to set.
Dwan bets 21,000.
JRB might actually be thinking about raising here. He's got the queens. He's also got a 3 flush. And he's not worried about Rick, the guy he should be worried about.
And he calls.
The price of poker is going up.
Raise 63.
Raised to 63,000.
Dwan knows that Rick is very capable of making this play on a draw.
Call.
And he calls 42,000.
Does one of these players have a worse queen, and is the other one on a draw? That's what JRB is thinking, but I don't think he'll call here.
Deuce on the turn.
Deuce of diamonds. Flush is possible. And if Rick were drawing at something, it would probably be a flush, and he's made it. So Rick's check is very suspicious to Dwan.
Fourth 10 on the river.
Our second quads of the night. Quick check from Rick Solomon. Dwan probably believes that Rick has a queen also. And if Rick has a queen, it's going to take a lot of money to get Rick out of this pot. And Rick could have quads.
I got quads.
Good check back. I just knew it.
Knew I quads?
No, I knew that you're either folding or you have quads. How about that?
25.
Aces in Chinese is Wang Pai.
Sure.
How do you know that?
I knew a Chinese girl once.
Who had aces? She says, I got Wang Pai. Well, it looks like Lynn's got the wrong pie here.
Do you have big chips there?
Nope. I started with like 70-ish.
Bad spot for Lynn. She's got the small blind. Dwan's on the button. Aces against ace king. She's only got 70,000. Don't see how she's not going to lose it.
Well, he raises to 27,000.
27.
All in.
All in.
And she justifiably goes all in.
Tom, do you go twice?
2.
Okay, 2 boards is fine.
I'll be running it twice.
Said that so.
Some people don't.
Nothing more brutal in poker than running into Tom Dwan with aces.
You should probably start
I've been saying that for years.
counting out my chips at this point.
They're going to run it twice. Lynn's going to have to get real lucky.
I'm pretty sure he has you covered. You don't really need to
No,
count
I
him.
know. I'm going to toss some big chips.
She got a little something
Wasn't
there.
worried about it.
Yeah, she can win with a queen, or 2 kings, or 2 hearts.
How much would you love?
She can split with a 7-8, a little something.
A lot. Actually, like a ton. Like it might actually be my favorite card all year.
Yeah, I think.
Looks like I set somebody up good.
That's not a little something.
If I was here,
Now she's down to a queen. 4 of them left.
Nope.
I thought it was coming. You didn't? Well, she wasted 2 hearts.
There are the queens.
Oh, perfect.
There's the queen.
Just when I needed them.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Lynn is taking all of this very well.
That's so brutal.
I could smell it. I told him it was coming. Yeah. Well,
that's it.
I might be the first person you met, huh? That grew up in.
There's not a lot of
Saigon.
people in Saigon, right?
There's not.
It's so pretty there. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was there for 7 months during COVID. So I was wake surfing and free diving. Free diving over for a few.
Everything. I mean, Hong Kong. It's like you got to quarantine and stuff to go.
I was there. That's why I didn't leave. I knew once I left.
21 days, right?
Diamonds for Dwan,
And 3 5s for Bren.
They watch you, right? I'll play your hand.
and he checks. Tom bets 5,000.
Stanley calls, hoping to catch a 4. That would be the worst card for him.
I could barely just do this.
Bren would make a higher full house.
Another diamond.
And there's the flush.
Mm-hmm.
When Tom bets, we're going to lose Stanley.
He bets 12,000.
So far 0 for 2 on sweating cards.
Then I'm gonna be due.
Work on that.
All right, I'm gonna focus earlier.
Bren is thinking, does he really have the flush?
To be fair.
Or can I raise?
That's the most important.
I got
Should I raise?
Sweating game too.
Yeah, exactly. It's like we have to work together if we're gonna I can't will it into the universe if I don't know what to will for.
I bet's coming on the river.
No, we don't want
And
to
a full house for Kenny now.
Why waste it? You don't want it on the river.
It looks like Brent is suspecting that his full house is good. Tom Dwan doesn't have a jack. He's suspecting it, and he's going to take action on it.
He bets 27,000.
Now, what hand could Brent have missed with? That's what Tom is thinking. And the only hand that Brent could have is a pair, some kind of pair. Maybe 9s, 10s. But Tom's probably putting Brent on a jack. It really looks like Tom is searching for a hand he can beat.
He calls.
Not one of Tom Dwan's best plays. I didn't think that bet from Brent was going to work, but it did.
Dwan's going to definitely do something here.
He's saying, go back to whatever state you came from, whether it's Kansas or Chris is not going anywhere.
See your chips, Tom. Thank you.
And since there's 2 players in the pot, yep, Garrett's going to call too. And all 3 players have your favorite bluffing hand?
Ace high for everyone, and a 6 for Adelstein.
Which gives him the best hand at the moment. Little continuation here.
Dwan bets 25,000.
Krish is gone, and we could have another hand shaping up like the Daniel Garrett hand. Well, now a flush is possible, so that might stop the action.
Another club.
Well, now Garrett is serving it up to Tom. And then Tom is going to take advantage.
Here we go. He bet 60,000.
Just the kind of bet he would make if he had queen or jack of clubs. It's really hard to call with a pair of 6s here. He was in a much better spot in the Daniel hand, even though it was a lot more money, but this is a really hard call.
Probably can't put any more money in this hand, yeah. Seems very unlikely.
I got a feeling Garrett would have called if that was the 10 of hearts. I think Garrett would have called.
It's like we talked about, Chris, losing hands is boring. It makes me yawn. Nice hand.
Just shows you how big a seller your book is going to be when
See?
it comes out.
Ace, you bluff with an ace. You always win.
I would have played that nines the same as you, but I would pay it off.
Yeah.
I mean, I think you were right, but I think you got to pay it off.
Big slick for Daniel. He's going to 3-bet to 16,000.
Dwan's going to call.
Johnny Volcano, what do you got?
He's thinking about it.
Hit this against the door. Made those damn spots.
What did it say?
Yeah, the paper thin.
So put your teeth in. Put this against the door. I did those damn squats.
You have no cranberries, right? Like
No,
10?
I'm playing about 110 or so.
King for Dwan. King for Negreanu.
6 for Johnny Volcano.
There you go.
And a backdoor flush draw.
Interesting flop. Daniel checks.
Dwan probably thinks he has the best hand. He has a backdoor spade flush. So he's, I would think, would bet.
And he bets 22,000.
22,000.
I got a feeling Jonathan is going to wind up winning this hand. I mean, he can't win, but if he would have stayed in.
Really?
I see a 6 or a 3 coming.
Oh, wow. Let's see. Daniel calls.
Like I said, it looks like Jonathan made a good laydown. But a 6 or 3 could come on the river. Tom's got to believe he still has the best hand.
And Dwan bets 36 grand.
36,000.
Daniel just calls. I think he's trapping. He only has 50,000 left. So he thinks he has the best hand. He's trying to get that 50 more.
Oh, 2 pair for Dwan.
A DO. You know what a DO is?
No.
Draw out. The card that he needed. 2 bad hands for Daniel Negreanu. Back to back.
Dwan bets 55,000.
95,000.
I don't think I could ever fold this hand in a million years. What do you got? You got king, queen. Nah, whatever.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Oh.
He does.
Did I river you?
You did.
And you said you don't think you can fold?
No, like I said, I don't think I could fold. But I was like, maybe he has king, queen. Okay. Have king, queen.
And he's going to 3-bet to 15,000.
Little bulldog.
15.
You got 3 cranberries?
Mm-hmm.
More chips.
And Tom calls.
It's going to cost Jason 12,000 to try and catch a 3.
I don't know. I think you don't. You don't.
And he says, no, thank you.
Mm-hmm. No ace or queen.
Oh, I guess I see the one in the middle.
Tom checks. There's one overcard out there, and Daniel checks. I think if Tom checks this time, Daniel's got a bet.
And the checks.
Daniel says no. Let's see the river.
Okay, you sure about that?
Which makes you lose a hand, Daniel. I really don't know why he checked twice. He saw something that wasn't there in Tom's actions. And now he's going to see something else that is there.
Here comes Tom. Tom bets 42,000.
Over a pot-sized bet. He's trying to make Daniel think that he's bluffing. Or he might be hoping Daniel has a worse queen. A, B, C, D, F, H, I, J. Daniel went from thinking Tom had a big hand to now thinking Dwan's trying to bluff him.
Ace, queen. What'd you bet, 42? 42. Seems a little greedy with ace, queen. So let's decrease the possibility you have that a little bit. Pocket nines. A simple jack. Pocket nines, a simple jack.
A simple jack, isn't that a line from Tropic Thunder?
I think you're right.
Nines, a simple jack.
Pocket nines is a possibility.
Yes.
And ace queen, his first thought.
Exactly.
Well, yeah, I think I have to call this one.
Bad news.
That's good. Ace queen.
And he 3-bets to 14,000.
In the small blind. Which doesn't disguise his hand too well.
Nope.
I'm very unbalanced. Every time I raise, I just fold when people 3-bet. I'm just right amok.
Patrick folded king 10.
I'm very unbalanced. I will call every time.
And unbalanced Stanley
What was it?
gives Tom a loose call.
They can't get any more players, Paul?
Dog complains that there's only 7 players.
I'm trying to think.
No,
maybe
the
I know
deuce
somebody who'll
for
come
Tang.
Well, it doesn't help much.
True.
But it
Okay,
might get a call on the flop when Tom bets.
Dwan bets 22 grand.
Do you know if he's still in town?
22,000.
Is Giuseppe still in town?
I don't think he is. I think he left with Bruno.
It's only like 2 more hours anyway.
Fair, yeah.
Third diamond.
Mm-hmm.
Something happened there, didn't it?
Stanley looks like he's tempted.
Yeah. He is. Grabbing those chips. What's he got?
He's got a lot.
Yeah. Kind of. Whoop.
Balk.
Yeah, that was a balk. A lot of movement. He bets 40,000.
40,000.
Does he really have a flush? Stanley's hoping. Tom has ace high, ace king, ace queen. Tom doesn't have a diamond. Queen of hearts, queen of clubs. Phil Ivey's interested in this hand.
I don't know, you're on the 15th, I think.
Yeah, play it, sure.
And Dwan makes the call.
Yeah.
And 7 pairs the board.
You have a huge stack.
Which doesn't change anything.
Man, Marcus become.
Still have two levels on day 2.
Which means that Tom's going to check.
Marcus become.
And will. Stanley. Fire again.
Well, Marcus, I've been playing with him all the summer.
All in.
Oh. All in.
I would consider that a fire.
Yes, 116,000.
I got to get on it.
And atypical for how Stanley has played so far.
Yes.
Dwan asked for a count.
85. Oh, more.
That's more.
75. 105.
116.5.
Don't think Tom can call. I don't think he will call.
Somebody that I like.
Got it. Just really feels like you got it.
Yeah, Stanley is telling a good story.
Yeah. Oh.
They're good.
Doyle, tribute.
What a great call.
Dwan's going to 3-bet to 14,000.
He is going to accommodate him. And Daniel's got a look that Dwan realizes could be trouble. He does not like Daniel's look here. Daniel's got his paws out like a lion that's going to strike.
He strikes 32,000.
I was older than that when I first came to that.
How old are you?
44.
Everybody always thinks I'm older in poker.
You got to be
Because
older
I've been
than
20 years.
40.
Dwan calls.
And he gets unlucky and catches a jack.
No, I'm just getting started.
The Negreanu in his natural habitat will stick his paws out.
20,000?
He bets 20,000 here, the Lion. And he goes all in.
You don't flop a set on there, aces.
Cool.
2 times?
All right, we just lost the lion image with the running it 2 times. Dwan really needs to get lucky with one of these. He'd be so happy to split this pot.
Queen on the turn.
Well, now he can't win with an ace.
Nope.
Always good to win the first one, they say.
Queen again.
I want to make trips.
Now we're back to the jack or a king.
Seven.
And it's always better to win the second one, too.
Probably, yeah. Daniel with eights.
Oh, right here. Okay.
Let's go there.
And he 3-bets to 12,700.
A substantial raise.
Got rid of me.
Can't help it.
He would have called you. But with those two boards, it looks like you'd have done all right.
No, I would have lost. Second one, I think I won.
Karai is thinking about calling. We haven't seen much action from him so far this season.
Yeah.
Wrong time to get involved.
How much is it?
12-7 total.
Well, I'll run it twice. I'll run it once or twice. I don't care what anybody wants to do.
And he senses that, goes out.
Hey, congratulations on that. It was fun to watch you play. You're like, sure, you played very well, but you're fun to watch too. Like you have a good energy about you. Yeah.
Thanks, appreciate it.
You got nice energy, nice sparkle, nice presence. And how much you got in front of you?
The whole show. The final table was actually the most boring of the entire thing.
Come on. Raise all in.
In my opinion.
Wow. Dwan's all in.
It was nice to see him win. Wow.
Dwan is ignoring the ace-king curse of this season.
Next year.
And Daniel immediately calls.
Poker will just be off the hinges for a
There
long
goes
time.
every time. It's waste.
Man, Daniel, you're stubborn.
Is this the hand that ace-king is going to hold up, or at least win one of the two hands?
Best case scenario.
I assume they're going twice.
Pair is 4-0 against overcards, and now I'm flipping, so it should be even.
Even higher.
Huh? Against this guy on high stakes poker. I mean, when does he ever win flips? He's 0 for 2 already.
We have seen you run pretty well, but did flip a little bit at the
I missed it. Are they running it twice?
Helmuth one.
I believe so. 9-king-3 on the flop.
What is it, 105?
You're going twice, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they are doing it twice.
No.
That's how you got to do it.
And
Moan
there's
it
the
in.
8.
You
Jeez.
gotta
Wow.
moan it in.
Brutal.
Wow. It's the only I've learned from the people. Moan. Moan it in. Give him a king. Yeah.
King on the river.
He's 5-0, pair versus ace-king. Ace-king ain't all it's cracked up to be. It's a drawing hand, as Doyle used to say.
Really bad for Dwan. Loses 2 of his outs.
5, 5, and 7.
8 this time. I think I had one.
Another 5 on the turn.
Oh, and he's got a 5 now. A 5 can win.
Glad you told him that, Daniel, because I don't think Tom Dwan realized that.
Are we doing the second one too?
1 king, 3 aces, and a 5.
No problem.
5 outs.
Feels so good.
6 on the river.
Ace-king never wins.
5, 6,
Ace-king does not ever win.
You don't even have that one.
We should start a lottery.
Yeah.
When will ace-king win? I mean, one of the two hands.
That's a big hand.
Did you have superstitions?
Yes.
Such as?
Well, if a black cat stepped on a crack and then walked under a ladder, I would not play the next hand.
I could see that.
I'm 100 behind, guys.
Cool.
Are you playing that or more?
I'm playing 250.
Okay, that's what I got.
Five back,
Can you
yeah.
throw me 2 5s real quick?
150 behind, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought someone had said that. Wasn't sure.
You got it. Right?
5-way action to the flop.
You're another 100 behind. You'd be a 750.
I have 100 behind. Yeah, I just went.
Oh, I got it.
Yeah.
10 for Menon.
And trip 5s for Eric Person.
All right. Tom bet 6,000.
And Menon quickly throws away his 10. That was amazing.
Right.
16,000.
Were you just messing around, Tom?
Yeah, Tom was messing around, but Chris Menon just got out of the hand and saved himself a lot of money. And Tom is still messing around.
Guess
Not believing Eric.
There's a queen.
Terrible card for Tom.
I was.
And an interesting check by Eric.
You know?
And a full house for person.
Now, Tom, got to feel he's got the best hand.
36.
He bets 31,000.
Oh. It's 36. I was going to fold.
Wow, Eric's really got his talking shoes on.
You're feeling pretty lucky. I'm going to give this to you to look at, and you blink twice if you think that I should continue on.
I'm not going to blink.
You're not? That's bad.
Now, Chris is like a statue. He does not want to move at all. He looked at that full house, and he is frozen.
There's no cranberries?
Remember, cranberries are $25,000 chips.
Does that make you nervous that I asked? I'm all in.
All in.
I could have deuce 7. He didn't snap call, Patrick. It's a good sign.
It is a good sign.
I'm feeling awfully confident. Loose. It's a victory drink. It's in the book it tells. I guess you weren't just taking a stab at it on the river. I may have misjudged the situation. Or maybe.
I don't think we've had anybody talk this much.
No way.
On high stakes poker, especially an amateur.
Right. To Dwan.
Talking to a pro.
If you turn it over, I'll help you.
You didn't help the last guy.
It wasn't in time. He gave, to be fair, but I got the cards. You're talking about his 4s? I got it post flop. I couldn't influence the outcome.
What do you mean?
Oh, you're talking about another hand.
No, when he folded and you had the 7 deuce.
Oh yeah, I know. I had 7 deuce. That was fantastic. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I got courage, Tom. But in this spot, I probably have a monster. Why would I be bluffing here?
That's the question. This spot, do you have courage or do you have a monster?
I always have courage.
You got one of the two.
First of all, I always have courage, and sometimes I got a monster.
You don't need the courage when you have a monster.
I mean,
you check behind the turn.
Don't go through my suspiciousness. It's actually evil genius right here.
That's true. It's just, is it evil genius with courage or evil genius with a hand?
I don't even know at this point. I don't even know what you have is my problem.
I think you know. I don't think that's true. I think you know.
No. I feel like you maybe spiked a queen on the turn.
Yeah, I mean, that seems a pretty reasonable guess.
My reading skills were never that good. That's why I just bought casinos. I just have to look at numbers. You don't want to be stuck this early.
I'm already stuck.
I mean, more. This is blood.
I would guess that this kind of talk has worked out well for Eric over the years.
I'm gonna be quiet now. I feel like you're gonna out-talk me. You started out, you weren't even gonna talk to me at all. Now you broke
No,
down.
I don't mind. I don't care. When I'm the one facing the bet, I'm happy to talk all anyone wants.
Oh, so you only bet half the time?
What?
So if you're making the bet, you don't talk, but if you're facing the bet, you're happy to talk?
Yeah, of course.
See, I just learned something right here. I just f***ing talk. Talk and talk and talk and pray. How many guys pray? Like sometimes you're like, if you start out, you feel really good, and then you're like, please, well, just let him fold this time. Like, one time, can I please just, you know what I mean? Like, I do that like, I don't know, 9 times a night. There it is. Oh man, I'd love to show
Patrick,
you a bluff.
My superstition
How
thing
much?
is done.
You give me that too. You give me that, I'll give it to you. I'll show you.
Oh.
5-7.
Was that full house?